I don't have a mic on. It's Tuesday. It's 8 p.m. It's time to get yourself popped officially.
There we go.
With the mic on.
Good call having that mic on. It usually helps when you do that.
I was like, can I hear myself in the headphones? I know why. Click. So if you guys saw me mouth something, I was just...
This is a family show, Matt. We don't watch you mouth things. Family show.
Fair enough.
Hi, guys. Happy Tuesday.
How's it going?
And who are we?
I'm Keith.
Well, I don't think we do a good job introducing ourselves.
Well, that's because you literally interrupted him as soon as he introduced himself.
It's also valid.
I feel like we need, like, intro cards. Like little intro cards.
You know what we could do?
You know who puts those together for us?
It's me.
You.
I was going to say, you know what we could do? We could actually film an intro.
Wow.
It's not like we haven't talked about that before.
We're super ambitious, you guys.
I wish I hadn't sold my camera now.
You didn't sell your camera. I was going to say.
Thank you for joining us. It is Tuesday night. That means we're talking about pop culture, movies, music, TV, comics, games, whatever makes us happy and whatever makes you happy. You could be listening to us on any podcast, such as Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher. You could be watching us live on Facebook.com/Pop Show,
which is where we do it.
You could be following us on Twitter at Pop Show.
You're over on the Twitter right now, aren't you, Sarah?
I am on the Twitter.
Awesome.
As soon as I open up this Twitter window. I will be manning the Twitter, which is why I'm rudely ignoring everybody and looking at my computer. It's because I'm talking to you lovely people. We are live every Tuesday, but we also are super awesome podcast.
We are.
I am Sarah, and this is Matt, and that is...
Oh, hey, I guess I should throw myself back on
Pretend
the
we
video.
had little name cards.
There we go. And this is me, Keith.
And
we definitely need name cards.
We're here every week.
And that's Fingers playing music behind us right now.
Yeah, Fingers is awesome. And
I need a finger card, too.
Maniac Mansion.
Out of Richmond there.
We're doing show prep just on the show now.
How is that any different than we normally do?
We don't really get together any other time.
So let's talk what we're going to do on next week's show.
So let's talk about this week. What's new in pop culture? What'd you do this week in pop culture, Matthew?
Went to a hotel party and then went to Thor.
No. Okay. Half of that counts.
That second part is pop culture.
Play any video games? Watch any shows?
I didn't. I played no video games. Oh, I know what I did. I did watch the Overwatch World Cup.
The Overwatch World Cup.
I did. I got to watch my sports.
All right. Esports.
It's about as sportsy as
it is emerging. And these competitive leagues are something, I mean, they're full of like weirdly racist and sexist people who, for whatever reason, get paid to play a game for a living and then blow it. They get paid like six figures.
That's not us, though.
Not us.
Overwatch League will be starting on January something.
And how's that different than Overwatch Super Bowl or whatever?
It's the World Cup. This was
big difference.
It is big difference because the Overwatch World Cup was obviously world teams.
Obviously,
because it's the World Cup.
So but your geographic location has nothing to do with this game. You can play it from anywhere in the world.
Yes, but they were playing it all in one place, and
did
the Overwatch arena.
Did someone physically move their person from their home to go play in the same room on a computer?
They do. I'll show. You know what? I'll show it to you.
No, I don't really ever want to see that.
They've got a nice arena, and people watch. They actually fill the arena. And then they watch
like
the two teams
a sports
play.
arena, like a physical location on the planet.
Physical location.
It's not like a Second Life thing
where these people go when they play.
Do you want to hear my Second Life story?
I do want to hear your Second Life story.
So when I worked for a major network news channel that will not be named.
Oh, I can name it.
Nope, I would prefer you not name it. It was CNN.
You just did it.
I know I did it. I can't help it. I'm really proud of having worked there. When I worked for CNN, I worked for .com for a little over a year, and Second Life was emerging, and they were early adopters of Second Life, and paid for sponsorships in the world, right? Which was a novel concept, but they were early. They were doing streaming broadcasts before it was a thing. And I mean, they were really good about their digital stuff. So in order to support this effort and get the staff acclimated with Second Life, they held a meeting, like a department meeting in Second Life. So it was at this amphitheater, right?
Sounds like some of my WoW
it was
guild meetings.
It was an open I don't know what that means that you just said, but it was an open meeting, right? So anybody could drop in because the idea was, yes, CNN is here, but we're transparent. We're a part of you. We're like part of your society here as on Earth or whatever.
So Big Brother is here in your game.
Yeah, pretty much. So they had this meeting that was at this auditorium and they like basically had to walk you through how to get there. Well, once we got there, I couldn't figure out how to sit down. So my
in Second Life.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
She knows how to sit down.
So my avatar was just standing there, like in this amphitheater, like, and everybody else was sitting. So whenever
was it the S key?
I have no idea. I still have no idea to this day.
I feel like it was just space bar.
Did
you try
It was probably like
left shift,
left shift,
right shift, control.
What do you know? There are 2 shifts. But no, I couldn't figure out how to sit down.
Lie to
so
you.
Anytime occasionally someone would take over the meeting and run it and they thought I was always asking a question, like they would see me and think I had just stood up. It was the most awkward thing that has ever happened to me and it wasn't even real.
I would have quit my job.
I did.
Well, I also would have known how to sit down, so.
Also valid.
So yeah,
we got some people watching, guys. Do we want to say hey to a whole bunch of people?
Scott.
Oh yeah, Scott
just sent me instructions on how to sit down.
There you go.
Thank you, Scott.
Now, I do have to say, South Korea beat Canada, and of course they won.
Are we back to Overcooked?
Overwatch.
Overcooked is way better.
Have you ever played Overwatch?
Yeah, I played the beta back when Matt was trying to get me into it. And I played for a little while. It seemed a lot like Team Fortress. And, what's with the grumbling there?
Salty. You're salty, Keith.
Both are salty tonight.
I'm salty because Matt called my Battlefront enjoyment, ill-contrived. And he was like, oh, my God. It's a silly little game.
You enjoy it. That's cool. But I'm not going to pay $150 for half a game.
No, I will agree with that.
That's all I said.
I eventually got
it was fun.
You were like, "No, this is a waste of time and money." And then what do you do?
I'm not going to
jump
into it because now Overwatch is way different.
Mm-hmm.
It's
way
different.
Anime Battlefront. That's all it is.
Just saying. One of the most popular games in the world.
Kids.
Salty.
Kids.
But
Keith's salty.
Play nice.
Good
Play
evening,
nice,
Walter.
Or I will ground you both.
And Travis and
Walter says Overwatch meh.
It's fine.
He said meh.
It's the most popular game.
Battlefront 2 coming out next week.
Probably won't be
It'd be nice knowing everybody because I'm not going to be around. I'm going to be absorbing that game.
For
a week until you're out of content.
Nah.
Anime Battlefront. Oh, here we go.
The
conversation about Battlefront. Well, while we're waiting for Battlefront to come out, do you know what I did this weekend? I played Mario Odyssey, and I've played a lot of it, and I have enjoyed the fudge out of it. Occasionally, I get to a really hard jumpy part, and I call Keith and make him do the jumps for me because I had some really solid video game hand-eye coordination back when I was a teenager, and then I didn't play video games for a solid decade. So oh, thank you, Alexis. She likes my slippers. But I killed it in Mario Kart in college. Killed it in Double Dash.
I mean, you did all right in Mario Kart.
No, I did. I beat you. I wiped the floor with you.
Occasionally beat me.
But now Keith beats me all the time because I'm not quite as jumpy and nimble with my Mario.
Her reactions aren't as quick.
So I have to, while I'm catching back up to speed, I get the low-lying moons and Keith gets the harder moons and we work together.
It is true. He does get the harder moons.
He does get the harder moons. So we've had a lot of fun with Mario Odyssey. It was really highly rated. If you get some time, we've posted several reviews, not our reviews, but just, generic video game news on Popped. I have a feeling I will be writing a review of my Mario Odyssey experience.
Hey, look, Chris Burr's joined too.
Yay.
And Walter, I am not beating Sarah. Despite why does it
not currently
no but
we're on camera.
We're playing Popped. We're not
Alexis is thinking about getting a Switch just because of that game.
Alexis, the Switch has a lot of fun party games, including the new Mario
game. I'm gonna get a Switch just for that game.
We were playing it last week, and you were like, I'm getting one.
So far, I've hated every other game that's on the system.
I'm trying to think.
I mean, that's a little.
Oh yeah, that's a little overcooked. Overcooked was fun.
Zelda.
Zelda was fun. It's
Zelda I love.
Zelda's gonna take forever,
and that's
all.
Link to the Past. Call me when they bring back Link to the Past.
Ocarina of Time. No, okay.
Hashtag not my Zelda.
Yes, Walter. The new Zelda is on Switch, and it's also on Wii U.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because I was considering getting it for the Wii U, but then Sarah was like, "I've got money to spend. Let's buy a Switch." Yeah. So she did.
You say that like it's bad.
No, I didn't say it like it was bad.
Last week I was like, "Oh, I'm going to go to Panera for dinner. Oh, look, I'm across the street from GameStop. I guess I have." Did Mario Odyssey come out today? Crazy.
Imagine that.
Oh, Scott picked up Cuphead.
Oh, Cuphead's
for $14.
on sale for $14. I think I'll pick it up.
For Xbox.
Yeah, well.
I don't have an Xbox.
Yeah,
I have all the other systems. I just don't have a Switch.
Microsoft systems, right?
And PC.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. I want
because
Cuphead.
Microsoft paid the money.
Oh.
For the exclusivity. I guarantee you there'll be a game of the year in a year.
It looks really good. Version. I want to play it so bad.
You don't have a PC.
No. Well, I mean, I have a Mac. But...
I don't think Microsoft owns the publisher. So I guarantee you that there'll be a system out there.
Maybe it'll be an app.
I refuse to play Breath of the Wild.
Well, Travis says you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
and again, if you want to join our conversation and you're listening on the podcast, because we sound crazy right now, what we're doing is reading our Facebook Live comments. So if you want to tune in live, it's every Tuesday night starting at 8 p.m. Eastern on facebook.com/popshow. Just search for Pop Show. You'll see our lovely blue and yellow logo. And our tagline, it's about pop culture.
No, I'll be honest. The only reason I'm not playing Zelda, I don't have the time.
Yeah, it's a time commitment.
I don't have the time. I'm not going to be able to put any time into anything. And honestly,
and it's a massive game.
That's why I enjoy Overwatch. Pick up, play a game or two. I get angry and hate people, and then I stop playing. I don't have time to sink into anything anymore. It's like I can play games or I can create things.
Now I will say,
creating stuff.
Breath of the Wild it's fun when I am playing it, but it got overhyped.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Yes. It's my Wonder Woman. It's your Wonder
your Wonder Woman.
It's
right.
Breath of the Wild is to me as Wonder Woman was to you.
Because you came into it later after everybody had hyped it up and told you that you have to get it, and then it's like, yeah, I get it. This is whatever. I'm going to craft something.
It's a massive game. It's a lot of fun when I do play it. It's just so massive that I get kind of overwhelmed. I'm like, oh God, I'm never going to finish this game.
It's weird. I'm getting to the point where video games are not so important to me anymore.
I don't have time.
I don't know if it's a time thing. I don't know if it's an age thing. But
it's a time thing for me.
Like, I'm a hardcore gamer. I have a lot of them.
That doesn't make you a hardcore gamer.
But I mean...
Back in the day, you might have been.
I was. I still consider myself. I buy all the new releases and play them, but...
Yeah, I
just don't think I have... I think I'm at a point where I want to leave a legacy and not just sit on a couch and beat something, you know?
Well, unless somebody is going to pay you a lot of money, then it's sort of hard to justify all that time sometimes.
That actually brings up something else you did this week that's pop culture related. You kind of debuted a TV show that you created.
Yeah.
Remember you did that? Yeah, you kind of did that.
It's not as good as Zelda, but it was...
I know, it's pretty up there.
I was nervous showing it to people. I don't know why. I'm usually not nervous showing people stuff. Maybe it's because of sound issues.
What's issues?
I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe that's because the meme had gotten to me. I was expecting the meme, but yeah, I guess that was cool. That was a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I've debuted a television show I created.
It was good, and you know what? For the most part, I mean, there's problems with it. But
see, Walter's saying plug it. So
plug it.
Talk about it. What is it?
Because we don't know what to do with it.
Well, what is it? Because part of it's online.
That's true. The first season's online, but the first season's so rough and so small that I feel like there's been a lot of growth when it comes to debuting 2. So Issues is basically a TV show about a guy with issues, and season 2 is a legitimate TV show. It's not like a web series or anything like that. It's in format. It's in sitcom format, and it's really fun to do. Hopefully, we'll have it out there streaming in some way. We got some sound issues that we're working on. Sound design if you're out there and you're like, you know what, I want to make something, I want to make a TV show or a web series, anything, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the hardest thing that you're gonna find to manage is sound.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm trying to do it for a podcast right now.
For a podcast. And you know what? You know what's really, really weird? Sound, above all things, will take people out of it. They don't even realize that it's the bad sound that is the reason why they hate something.
Yep.
I realized it.
You realized it, yeah. I know,
But okay, but to be fair, it sometimes subtle sound things can be like that. But you know, yours was pretty rough. I mean, not that it was terrible. There just was a lot of different.
There was some bad ADR, and I think we need to some
automated dialogue recording, right? Isn't that what that is?
Yeah, the replacement.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm just dropping. And then POVs.
It can all be fixed. It was just, we saw the first ever screening, and
it was rough.
But that was, I mean, it's amazing. You should be really proud.
I didn't create a web TV series.
It was hard. I was shocked that the writing was this is gonna make me sound bad. I was shocked that the writing was as good as it was, and that it was as good as it was throughout the 6 episodes. I think that the payoff at the end really worked well and shouldn't have worked as well. But because I was seeding it through, and I had to fight to keep the order in place. It's weird because we talk about this a lot, how people try to put things out of order, and that happened to me, and I don't even have anyone showing it outside of locally.
You mean it happened on? Oh, geez, seriously? Why is nothing? Oh, yep, there we go. Speaking of sound issues, there we go.
Because it happened on the DuckTales.
Yep.
Exactly. We were just talking about that. And a couple, like a month ago, before the screening, one of the producers wanted to show it out of order. And I said, no, you absolutely cannot show it out of order. And I think a lot of it was they didn't see the subtle work I kind of laid into it. That was really, really kind of building to what. And I also wasn't prepared for the 6th episode. The 6th episode was really, really, really heavy.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how little jokes I had put in it.
I was watching the first 5 episodes and I was like, oh, this is fun. Nate's, doing his thing, blah, blah, blah. And then that last episode, I was like, God, I feel like I need to slip my wrist. Are you guys passing out razors or what's the...
so bummed out that even after I was affected pretty much all weekend. I had forgotten how much I'd written into the show, which was an accident.
As far as personally,
I wrote a lot of me into the show, and it was fun. I mean, people seem to really like it. Some more than others.
Well, Walter wants to see it, so you need to get it done so Walter.
We
can
do.
See it.
We're gonna figure out what to do with it and where to put it. The goal is to try to get money for season 4. Oh, you guys don't know about this, do you?
What happened to season 3?
We decided over. We went out to eat afterwards, and I decided we're not going to do a season 3. We're going to do a season 4.
And just flash back to season 3.
Not even flash back, just reference stuff that happened to them in season 3.
No, I think you need to do flashbacks of season 3. Where it's...
We thought about that too. We're trying to figure it out. I'm like, I don't even want to. I just want to reference it. It's
be for a good gag. Yeah. Then I could ask, what's season 3?
And you will never know.
Unless I watch season 4.
Well, because there's a cliffhanger, right? Well, that cliffhanger we can't really expound on because we lost the actress.
Like, you guys lost her? Like,
we
in
don't
like
know
a,
where she is. We're
in
looking
like a
for
mall, or like she got hit by a car, or
we just don't know where she is.
Okay.
So
just checking.
We're checking closets and under couches. So I need a way to resolve that storyline because the big bad in the entire season 3 was supposed to be his wife, who is actually his ex-wife, but comes into the picture. Oh, good Lord, I'm writing a lot into this.
Pull a Roseanne.
She
was dead the whole time.
No, pull a Roseanne. Just recast an actress.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to pull a Roseanne, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just pull a Roseanne. Disrespect the national anthem.
That's gonna be this whole episode's title. Pull a Roseanne.
Pull a Roseanne. And
Wow, launch
fired.
everyone's career but your own.
Oh.
I think she did okay with. She didn't do okay.
No,
post.
compared to I mean,
who'd she get though? I mean, she got John Goodman.
Sarah Chalk launched her career.
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
his
as
face?
Becky.
Who's on The Big Bang Theory now? Launched his career.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
making more money than all of them.
Did that really
Sarah-
launch? Did that really launch his career, or was he? Did he,
Yes, he was a kid
Was that
when he was
before-
on that show.
was that before or after Christmas Vacation?
Oh,
That was
after, but he was
Okay.
Well, during. That was during.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so one Becky we can't account for, but Sarah Gilbert has been doing pretty well. She was on The View.
Yeah,
She's
That's
the host
true.
on The View.
Yeah, she's
She's doing fine. She guest starred. She's got her spots in. She's getting steady work.
Okay.
just got
I'll take your
lesbianism to fall
I'll take
back
your word
on.
on
John
that one.
Goodman's been doing fine.
Well, yeah, John Goodman's probably the only one who really got a
Lori,
solid career out
Lori
of that.
Metcalf has been doing
Fantastic.
Did she? She did the Norm Macdonald show and
did
then
a
kind
lot
of
of-
disappeared.
She's
great.
got a
No,
lot
she's
of
been
Broadway
doing
stuff.
a ton of voice acting. She's been the
Scream
mom
2?
in Toy Story. What? No.
Scream 2. She was a killer on Scream 2. Or was it 3? Which one was she the killer on? 2? Scream 2.
Oh no, you're right. It was Scream 2.
I'm obviously not up to par on my.
And yes,
Just don't know your
yes,
Lori
Scott,
Metcalf.
we know that Roseanne is on the way back. So there you go. See, that's another way to pull.
with John Goodman, who's
That's-
not dead.
Roseanne did okay for herself. Number one, she made a buttload of money off of that. And
Yeah, she's doing okay.
She-Devil. One of the best
She-Devil
movies of all
was
time.
before, but you're right. That's a glue movie
You,
for
you
me.
know what she is doing right now besides getting Roseanne reboot back
Being
up,
crazy.
voicing Krang Prime on the Ninja Turtle
I know.
series.
It's awesome too.
You know,
well, I mean the series is done, so but she did.
we haven't
voice.
talked. How do you feel about this new Turtles that is taking everything that you know about Turtles and making it different?
Rise
For
of the
no
Ninja Turtles.
reason.
I feel like they've done everything they can with Turtles, and now they're just like, screw it. Let's just pull things out of our butt.
But it's weird. It's weird that they would do things like, hey, let's take Raphael and make him the leader.
Mm-hmm. Well, you heard about the voice cast, right?
Now who's
You know who's voicing Leonardo?
Mm-mm.
Ben Schwartz. Literally the worst.
really? I'm in.
Yeah, but here's the thing: he's supposed to be Leo's supposed to be the cool brother now. So I'm basically like, all right. So they just basically took Ben Schwartz from DuckTales, and oops, dang it, I had the
Oh
wrong.
no!
I had the wrong button queued up.
Aw.
They took Ben Schwartz from DuckTales. Oh, jeez, why can I? Oh, never
Sweet.
mind. Forget it. Audio issues, as we said before. So they're basically making the Huey character Leonardo now.
I still haven't. At this point, like, I loved the new DuckTales reboot, but at this point, I don't know if I just wait until they're all done, and then
Yeah, and
go
try to
back and then
rewatch
watch them
them.
in the right order.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, the most recent one was pretty decent.
Woo!
They were talking. They ventured into a pyramid, had some mummy adventures.
Oh, Mummy Ventures.
Yes, they there was Launchpad and a burrito. It made for good comedy.
Okay,
I mean, as much as DuckTales can do.
sure.
So yeah, that's DuckTales. I'm trying to think. Turtles is all done. DuckTales I caught up on. Star Wars Rebels I'm catching up on. They're on their last season as well. Pretty solid.
Didn't watch any of that.
Trying to think.
Sarah, what cartoon are you catching up on?
I have not been watching cartoons.
Lies.
Oh,
What have I been watching?
Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah, we've been
Oh,
watching a lot of
that's not
Bob's
a cartoon.
Burgers.
Yeah,
feel- well, that's-
it is. How is it not a cartoon?
it's
Um,
animation.
Whatever.
yeah, I've been watching Bob's Burgers. I watched like 4 consecutive episodes of Catfish yesterday.
I mean,
You guys are
it's
ridiculous.
weird because I got catfished 4 times yesterday.
Did you? That
Sorry about
surprised me.
that. That was my fault.
Let's
Thought I was talking to
see.
somebody else.
I have been keeping up with This Is Us and Modern Family, which I have to say, okay, the thing about Modern Family
Mhm.
is that all of the kids are such a great part of the show. Like they really play into that dynamic.
Yeah.
They're all growing up and aging out. And
So they're gonna have to get rid of them.
well, here's the thing. Like, they're having to come up with all of these reasons for them to be hanging around their houses all the time. And at this point, they're adults. They're in college. Now, you could contrive that maybe one of them hasn't left the nest. But at this point, there's 4
How
kids.
many years has that show been on by now?
12?
Yeah, a
13?
long time. So these
Why don't
kids,
they just cancel the show?
because it's making money. It's still popular.
Interesting.
So yeah, Modern Family, and it's still great. The writing is still strong. The acting is still great, but it's like getting to the point where, like, would she be home for the weekend every weekend? You know, she's away at college.
Laundry.
Yeah.
Huh. I got caught up yesterday on Vice Principals, one of the finest shows ever made.
I've wanted to get into that. I just haven't had time.
The acting is so good in that. There's a fight scene in the last episode that, number one, goes on for a long time. It's a very long. It's probably a good 5-minute fight scene.
Okay.
And
Walter Goggins and Danny McBride just having it out.
Yes. And they do it like throughout the entire school. Like it starts with Walter Goggins' character is doing the announcements, and Danny McBride comes in and starts whooping his ass on camera, and just in front of all the kids, and the kids are cheering.
Oh, jeez.
And they fight throughout the whole school, like going to the lunchroom, starting a food fight. There's such a well shot sequence where they fight through the office, like the front office, that's just so well thought out.
So Steve Carell had a cameo, and Rainn Wilson. They were all in there.
They fought their way through Dunder Mifflin. It has just so much depth to it that it was. I'll say this: that fight was as good as anything Daredevil's ever done.
Wow, that's impressive.
The camera moves and everything were just so great. It might be one of the best fight scenes ever filmed. And the show itself is just so good. So good. I don't think a lot of people are watching it, though, which is sad. It'll be over next week. It's only 2 seasons, so.
Oh, yeah. Vanessa's talking.
You and Vanessa are having a conversation.
Yeah, we're talking about Modern Family. And, okay, so I've got to tell you guys a story about This Is Us. So last week, Keith was out for whatever reason, and I was home by myself, and I was catching up on the last episode of This Is Us. And Miles, Miles, friend of the show, we see him all the time. He came over to pick up something, or I don't remember why. And I answered the door, and I'm like sobbing. And he's like, "Oh my God!" And I said,
"That's how I always." I
said, "I'm sorry. It's just weekly ugly cry. I'm watching This Is Us." And he goes, "What's the matter?" And I said, "My dad died 4 years ago." Because that's what the whole show revolves around the fact that the dad died.
I would actually try to watch that show if it weren't for the way you talk about it.
About the weekly ugly cry?
I can't do it anymore. There's enough that's making me cry lately.
Well, yeah, no, it's
I can't get into the.
It's good. More. It's cathartic for a lot of reasons, but otherwise life is pretty good. But like
dumb I cried about last week. I don't remember what it was. I just stopped the show. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, it's cool. You talk about you crying. It's more important than me crying.
I thought it was funny, but I don't remember what it was.
You know what this show's about? Not crying.
Have I ever cried on the show?
Not yet, but I mean, challenge accepted. Note to self: get challenge accepted. Drop.
Oh, please! You could easily make me cry this week. So yeah, I will not watch the This Is Us because of that. Not because it's supposed to be like geared towards women.
Bradley says you need a good cry.
You do need a good cry.
Oh, I get enough cries.
Are they good cries though?
Yeah, some of them are really good.
As long as they're good cries.
Really good. Yeah.
So what else have we been doing? I'm trying to think what else we've been doing here. We saw Thor, which we'll get into later on because our topic for the evening involves Marvel and all that stuff. Okay. I mean, unless we want to knock it out now, just
Well, I don't know what we got going on.
We got Greg calling in at some point. So as long as you're fine with Greg interrupting your review,
sure, of course.
So
anybody, Greg.
So what do you guys think of Thor Ragnarok then?
Yeah. It's a movie, and I went to it and I enjoyed it, and then I left, and then I haven't thought about it since.
Okay, Sarah.
I liked it. It was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But I mean, I really
popped for all your in-depth reviews of movies.
I mean, it was more enjoyable than it felt more unique than like Doctor Strange, for example.
Yeah.
Who was in it? I was happy to see him.
Can we say who? Oh no, I don't.
Probably should.
Oh, okay. So
spoilers.
It seemed more unique than
the cameos were fun.
The cameos are fun, and compared to like an origin story or it felt Now it did feel a little. I don't know. I thought Kate Blanchett did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Sure,
she's always good.
I thought they used that.
That wasn't Tilda Swinton.
No.
Okay.
I thought they used that Led Zeppelin song twice.
Yeah, we can't spoil. Vanessa hasn't seen it, so we just got to be careful with spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
So.
Yeah. It was really weird when the Guardians of the Galaxy showed up. I didn't expect them to show up in it, but no spoilers.
You know who?
Was that a spoiler?
You know who
They were in
else
the
showed
trailer.
up? Picard. It was so weird.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know you existed in this universe.
Oh,
George Picard.
That's why the Green Lantern was in there.
They
There's a
don't-
lot of
Weird.
He
green.
just wandered in.
It was yeah, I thought the personalities played well. I thought I don't know, I don't think Thor's character really emerged a whole lot. But I thought they took a much better play with Hemsworth as an actor, which I appreciated.
A lot more comedic stuff to it.
Yeah.
And even Travis said what TD brought
Okay.
a ton to the movie
Nah,
that other
I
Thor's
really-
films didn't
I really,
have.
really
and I'll
like
agree
it.
to that.
Oh yeah, because I hate the other two Thors. I
The
don't
first
hate them.
one was good.
They're okay.
The second one was horrible.
But there was
and a horrible use of Christopher Eccleston.
topless Chris Hemsworth. I appreciate it.
I mean, yeah, that's why the movies are there. Yeah,
Even
but
I was like, man, that guy's handsome.
I know he
There's
is.
there's that. Keith, we'll be with you in a second.
all right,
There's
I'll
the,
I'll let you two go.
And I'm straight.
Yeah, me too.
Ish.
There
There was
no.
that point in the beginning
Uh-huh.
where they're on the street in his street clothes, and I was like, that is a very attractive man
Very
who
attractive.
wears clothes well.
I preferred him,
No,
out of the
As a
clothes,
straight guy, though, I was like,
but-
I wish I wore clothes that
yeah,
well.
I know he's a good looking guy. Now I will say though, it did occur to me that they went on the topless Thor thing for a beat too long, which sounds ridiculous. It's like too
Are you
much
sure?
ice cream, right? But yeah, they maybe play that like when it gets to the point where I notice that they were kind of like, all right, this is kind of a lot. Not that I'm complaining.
When he showed up in Age of Ultron for that weird dream sequence just to be topless.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just if you've got a Hemsworth, have him topless. That's all I'm saying.
There were two Hemsworths in this movie.
There were?
Yeah, in that little scene with all the cameos, which I won't spoil for Vanessa's sake.
Oh, yeah.
There was that was actually his brother.
What
Oh,
scene
cool.
with all the things?
At the
In Asgard,
in Asgard when
the
they
theater
returned
in
to
Asgard. And all the fun little cameos in that.
There were a lot of fun cameos in there that I missed.
Yeah, did you?
Just moving on.
Yeah, we'll tell you
Can
after
we
the
talk
show.
after the
So
show?
I
I
thought
missed it.
Yeah,
I
there were like 3 good cameos in that one alone. There might have been more. I
I
remember
did
the
fall
3,
asleep
though.
several times.
I didn't fall asleep. I enjoyed it.
Not because of the movie. I have other issues.
What's issues?
I had other problems that day. I fell asleep a couple times. I just need to take a little rallying naps for a couple of minutes.
Well, I did not fall asleep during this one. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was definitely the better of the.
It was fun.
The Thor
I really
movies.
liked it a lot. But I mean, there was nothing. I guess my problem was there was no weight to it. It was
Filler?
kind of like ephemera. You know, it was kind of. It was fun to.
You know I don't speak French.
It was kind of like a nice little airy treat that I enjoyed and I had and I liked it. And then I went out in the world and haven't really thought much about it since.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I want to say it was Chris Schrader that said he would put it in his top 10 as far as Marvel movies go.
Oh, I can understand that.
So, I mean, would it fall in your top 10?
Maybe.
I mean, there have been like 18 movies now, so there's...
Sure,
you know.
maybe. Yeah, that seems like a lot of them, so probably.
All right.
Well, I don't know which ones I haven't liked. Iron Man 2, I'm like, meh.
Yeah. Thor 2. Eh.
Thor 2 and Thor the first.
Thor the first one wasn't bad. Thor the first one.
Not a fan. Thor the first. I don't know. It would probably sneak in there. But you know, it's not one of those movies that I thought about afterwards and was like Winter Soldier, you know, where I watched Winter Soldier and I was like, oh man, that was something I totally wasn't. Maybe that's what it was I was expecting. This is exactly what I was expecting. It delivered exactly what I was expecting out of Thor Ragnarok. Again, maybe this is one of those times when it's it's a trailer thing.
Do you think?
I feel like the
you
trailer
saw too much?
The trailer really set us up.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
To see this movie, you know.
No, we saw a lot in the trailers that we basically got, you know, and it did spoil some of the parts of the movie.
I wish we got more Jeff Goldblum.
He was great.
He was insane.
He was a
and he was
delight.
going nuts. He was really eating the scenery when he was on board.
He was Jeff Goldblum to like.
Did you stay through the credits?
Yes.
There's a fun second stinger.
Yeah, there are 2 post credits. So Vanessa, if you haven't seen
2
it,
stingers.
Alexis hasn't seen it either. There are 2 post credit scenes. One mid credits, which is more story based. The second one, not necessarily anything. It's fun. It's Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum, and he was basically this movie. The Grandmaster is basically Jeff Goldblum to the Jeff Goldblum's power.
Yes, he was very self-aware.
Yeah, and he had fun with it.
He did.
Did you guys see the thing I posted on Popped on Sunday afternoon, I think, where James Corden basically
I was at Thor.
Huh?
I was at Thor.
Okay. Well, Sunday I posted an article where James Corden, the late night host, got Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Tessa Thompson, Mark Ruffalo, Kate Blanchett to basically live Swede Thor Ragnarok for an unsuspecting movie audience.
Oh, that's fun.
It was pretty funny. So
Were they pissed that their viewing was being interrupted?
That's
by
what
these
I don't
morons?
like.
I would have been too.
I think
yelling.
I think they were until Chris Hemsworth walks out.
Yeah, I guess that's
you
a little
know,
different.
it's like you could tell the looks in their faces. They were
Ooh,
mad
thank you.
until then. So, and then all of a sudden, Chris Hemsworth walks out, and you're like, "Oh my god, that's awesome!" And then Mark Ruffalo comes out, and everyone's having a good old time. So, I think that made it worth it.
I had that happen once. It wasn't quite Chris Hemsworth, and oddly enough, I think this is very weird. It was Scream 2. In the middle of the movie, the ushers, I guess the movie theater, the manager okayed it. In the screening I was in, they did a weird skit in the middle of the movie where somebody was banging on the exit door.
Oh,
And
that's
then
weird.
the usher comes down to go open it, and somebody comes out dressed as Scream guy, and,
Yeah,
and they ran up the thing.
You couldn't
it
get away
was-
with that now.
It was completely the worst thing that ever happened. Why would you stop a movie to do that?
Yeah, you can't.
Do not Swede movies
do
in the
that.
middle of other movies.
That's weird.
Hey, you know what time it is?
Oh,
It's
What
time for this guy.
oh! I don't know why I said it like that.
I really hope he's there.
He seems to be.
Looks like it. Comics with Greg. Comics with Greg. Comics with Greg. Comics with Greg.
I can't approve of this remix.
We need to record that into the video. Greg,
I
would
never
you?
watch the intro, so I'm assuming there's a video that goes along with it.
There is. If you go back, we actually have a YouTube page. If you don't feel like going back through the Facebook video, we actually do have a YouTube page where you can rewatch all the old episodes.
I like this.
Yeah. So if you ever want to like,
I feel like you shouldn't have the feed on while you talk. It's like calling the radio. It's like listening to the radio when you call into the radio station. I just feel like it's the same thing.
look at you being a professional.
Look at that.
That's why we like Greg.
That's
He's
right.
the best. So, Greg,
Probably not even true.
how you been, man?
I'm well. I hope you guys are.
Yeah, we are. We're glad to have you back. We got a good week.
Took a week off for Halloween.
Yeah, and you had a killer Halloween party.
It was good.
Yes.
People came.
When people came, people had a good time.
I
They
feel
drank.
bad
They
I
were
did not
merry.
come.
It's all right.
I was
I
also
think it's
not
the free beer that brings them out typically.
Well, that,
Wait a minute, you got free beer at these things?
Yeah, and
Free
food
beer.
What am I
And
doing?
food.
and comics. He just lets you like go through the comics and read them and put them back on the shelf. It doesn't really.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good beer too. Not shit beer. Good beer.
yeah. So
So,
it's
That's your thing.
it's the
No
place to
mixers
be.
though for Keith apparently.
Yeah, no mixers. Everyone drank the soda before I could get there, so my flask
Aw.
served no purpose other than just drinking it straight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
Well, good.
but that's what I did. I had a good time. Sarah had a good time. Next year we will
Good.
be there as
Thanks,
well.
Sarah, did you have a good time?
Yes, I had a good time.
She did have a good time.
See, I told you.
Confirmed.
It was a good chance to talk up Popped, this wonderful pop culture show.
Oh.
It was.
I don't know
We
if you
actually
know
did.
You
this.
might have heard of it.
Every week, you actually have a segment on this show where you talk about new comic books that are coming out.
Oh wow, that sounds like fun. I should totally look into that.
It's pretty good.
So what do we have coming out in comics this week, Greg?
comics again every Wednesday. I'm excited.
Good. All right.
Tomorrow...
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you calling in.
And there you have it. That
Hey,
was
no
Greg.
problem. Catch you next week.
Sorry. Continue.
These are the things that caught my eye. Me personally. No one else makes these lists but me.
Which means they're going to be great.
It's good stuff.
Exactly. Chuck Palahniuk, the author of Fight Club, has been doing comic book work lately, and he's done coloring books for Dark Horse, and the first one was called Bait, and it was fun. And this one is called Legacy, and it's a novella, and there's pictures you can color, and it's out actually today because it's a bookstore release as well, so they do it on Tuesday.
Fancy.
But all of our copies are signed by Chuck himself because he's a real sweetheart. So
Okay.
that's an only Local Heroes fun fact. So if you want a signed copy of Chuck's new book, come grab it from us.
You know, I'm glad to hear he's a nice guy because based on his writings, it seems like he would be kind of twisted.
He is. He's totally. He's insane, but he's super friendly.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess we were all a little mad.
He did I got my sister a copy of Fight Club a couple of years ago for Christmas, and he signed it like to the snowflake we all know and love. It's like, that's very nice. It was really good. It was really cool.
Kind of an odd
Yeah.
compliment, but okay.
Yeah. Compliment nonetheless.
Super guy. If people are feeling the loss of Stranger Things because they binge watched it because they have no self control,
That would be us.
I have a solution for you. It's called Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. It's about four nerdy kids who play D&D and rob banks. So not quite
man.
Stranger Things, but if you need that kind of ish fix, good book. Four Kids Walk Into a Bank. That's out tomorrow.
All right. Might have to pick that up.
Speaking of good books, Paper Girls, one of my all-time favorite ongoing comics right now, has its first hardcover collection tomorrow. So if you're looking to gift this story to someone, or if you want it just a nice edition to sit on your shelf, tomorrow's your day. It's very pink, and it has a Paper Girls foil title. It's a pretty book. So if you're a Paper Girls fan or you want to gift it to somebody, the hardcover is out tomorrow.
I still have to get in and get the third.
Yeah, I've got the third one. I just haven't read it yet. So how many issues are in this hardcover? What did you say, like the first two trades?
First 12, yeah. First
Okay.
two trades.
Oh, first two. There you go.
So it's a little thicker. Yeah.
All right. And
Seems like a
You
great
get a little
Christmas
bit more
gift.
story.
it would be a great Christmas gift because that's a really good series. I'm trying to think. I was going to ask, what issue are they? What single issue are they on now?
16, I believe.
Okay, gotcha. So it's
16
a good,
or 18.
so it's a
one or
good
the
way to
other.
it's a good way to catch up if you've
Yes.
missed out on the trades and the single issues.
And again, if you're missing that Stranger Things, it has a very Stranger Things vibe, that story.
Yeah, no, definitely. That is right up the Stranger Things alley. It is all sorts of out there, and it's great.
Yes, it's a fun book. Batman Lost tomorrow. It's another one-shot in the Metal series, which people are really digging. If you've been reading these one-shots, this is the last one before they wrap this part of the story up. It's Batman Lost. That's out tomorrow. And another number one from Marvel tomorrow, Moon Knight's back. People really like Moon Knight, I feel like, and then they read it for, a year, and then it goes away. But I don't know. It always launches strong, so let's give it another shot tomorrow. Moon Knight number one.
All right, sounds good.
It's a lovely week, though. Lots of good stuff.
So
Lots
that's
of
all
Marvel, lots of DC, some good collections. Things are trickling in for the Christmas. There's a really nice Akira box set that came out this week, which has got like every Akira piece of memorabilia you could ever want. It's 22 pounds of Akira. It's heavy.
Oh wow,
Too much. That's too much. That's too much Akira.
well, it's a good way to get psyched up for the movie because they're Jordan. No wait, someone's
Which
doing
came
a
out
movie.
in the 80s.
Well,
You
they're
can
doing
go
another
watch it.
one. They're doing another one now.
Just go watch the
So,
I see. I really want to ask. I really want to ask a question. I want to ask Greg a question, but I can't because I know it's in the news.
ask them.
What do you think about the big Bendis going over to DC?
I think it's great. I think it's great. I think it's going to be good for Marvel, hopefully a wake-up call for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Bendis isn't going anywhere, so he might as well go write new stories for new characters that we haven't read already.
Yeah.
I think it's only good for both DC and Marvel, honestly.
And for
I don't really
Bendis,
see a downside.
Cool.
And Bendis has his haters, like every popular
Me too.
artist. I'm sorry, popular writer of the last 20 years, but he's written a lot of really great books in his day. Powers, The Ultimate Spider-Man Run, Avengers Disassembled. I mean, the guy's capable of writing really great superhero comics. So hopefully we'll get some of that with DC.
I'd even put his Ultimate Spider-Man stuff up there with like actual Spider-Man stuff. 616. Well, I guess it's not 616 anymore, but the classic Spider-Man stuff. I think his work on Ultimate Spider-Man was fantastic.
Yeah, fun book, and it went, ran for 100 and however many, 130, 50 issues. I mean, and he was on it the whole time. He's got a great work ethic. I'd love to know the specifics behind the move, but
the money,
we might never know that. Aside from more money and probably more creative, more leeway into the movie side of stuff, because obviously Marvel can't offer that to him, and DC probably can. So it just seems like maybe it was time for him to make a jump.
And
I think it's great for comics. Like, people are talking about it.
Yeah, I mean that was big. That was big news. I saw this morning. I was like, "What?" And immediately went out to Keith, and even Keith was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And even Sarah was like, "What?" But I think that was more sarcasm.
Sarah, yeah, that was completely sarcasm.
We do have we got a customer service question for you though. Is there going to be any Judge Dredd available?
Any Judge Dredd available?
Yes.
Tomorrow?
At local, well, just in general at Local Heroes. You got some Judge Dredd in stock, don't you?
Absolutely. I have a really cool Judge Dredd coffee mug and pens too, like pens to wear on your jacket. Or
More than just comics.
Look at that.
Yeah,
you get everything.
Absolutely.
There you go,
Travis, make sure you go down there.
Yeah, well, where should Travis go to pick up these Judge Dredd comics tomorrow and any of the fine products you mentioned earlier?
Local Heroes, 1905 Colonial Avenue in Norfolk's historic Ghent district, right next to Kogan's Pizza.
Yeah.
Or if Travis were in, say, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, he could go to comicshoplocator.com and find his closest local comic store. So
there you go.
Good for everybody.
Well,
can't say how much we love your shop enough.
It is.
Even though I never go in there anymore.
I love his shop so much that I'm there every week.
It's a money thing. It's a money
Keith loves it enough for two people.
That is valid. So
I'll be back when Bendis starts releasing books.
Batman. There you go.
Travis said he cleared out your Judge Dredd stuff the last time he was in there, mug included. So you've got.
We got the Democracy is Not Working mug. Okay.
You've got a fan.
There you go.
Good.
Just stock that stuff. Lead a trail of it into the store.
Thanks a lot, Greg.
Thanks, guys. Have a great week.
You too, man. See you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
I think I'm in love with Greg.
Are you in love with Greg?
He's a good-looking man.
He is. An attractive, well put together man.
It takes the weirdest turns sometimes.
It does. So we had one comment about before we jumped into comics with Greg. Travis did comment about
we're not going to talk about Alexa saying that I look great.
I mean, we can.
I'm just
I mean, you do.
Thank you.
You always do.
Do I?
I mean,
I don't know about that. So Travis hit us up. He said that he thinks that that Thor Ragnarok, I don't know what I call it, Thor 3, Thor the Third, was the best of the Marvel films since the first
Thor.
Jeez.
That's what they should.
They should have called it the Thor. It's the Thor movie.
We gotta call Disney tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll listen to us. They always listen to us in the past.
They've never taken my call. Sometimes I can't even get them to take my call for when I have reservations on their hotels.
Weird.
He said that it didn't carry much in the way of Avengers baggage and was pretty fun start to finish. The comedy was more well-earned than the Quip Festival that Avengers and Cat 3 turned into, and he had more fun with this than Spider-Man Homecoming, which was admittedly surprisingly good.
That's impressive because I really had a lot of fun with Spider-Man Homecoming.
I watched it again and had even more fun with it.
Yeah.
I really love Spider-Man Homecoming. Thor 3 was great. I think I need another watch of it. I think I need to watch it awake. Like, I think I need to... Look, I didn't have much sleep Saturday night. There was things, there were shenanigans afoot.
All right.
And maybe I should have waited. I'll go see it again.
Well, you saw it. That's all that matters, and maybe you will go see it again because you had that movie pass that's been doing really well for you. This is the first time we had movie pass, and we'll talk about that later.
It didn't work.
Well, it did and it didn't. We just
we haven't worked out the kinks yet.
Yeah, but we figured out what they were, so we're good now.
That's a good start.
Hey, Henry, have you got a movie pass?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Have you had good luck with it so far?
It took me a couple of tries to do it right because I think it was like I wasn't sure how it worked, but I figured it out.
Yeah, I think once you figure out how it works and what they're
You
doing,
have to go look at the FAQ and really like study it. You can't just like here's my pass. Like it doesn't work like that.
yeah.
Yeah, we had this whole adventure of trying to get tickets, but then like for the day of, but then like the box office wasn't open and we had checked in, but we couldn't buy them. And then
Well, the check-in timed out.
yeah, the check-in timed out, and then like my card wouldn't work, and yeah, it was kind of a whole adventure.
And yeah, there's you can't like order ahead of time, like weeks ahead of time or anything. You can't. You have to do it that day, and you can't get anything in IMAX or 3D or anything like that. So there's some limitations.
I'm okay with the no
I didn't
IMAX
have a
or
problem with that. I am too. I prefer. I don't like all that jazz. But I did have problems getting into a Thor screening on Sunday because I originally had started. I tried to go to a morning one, and I drove up there, and they were sold. Like there were very few seats. So it's like, I'll just wait, and it took a little while. That was been the first movie. I think it may have performed a little better than they thought it was going to, but that was the first movie I really had a problem with that.
Well, it was top movie in the box office this month, so or this weekend, excuse me.
And this month,
Yeah.
I
think I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and go ahead and get my Star Wars tickets because I have a feeling that it'll be really hard if you just go with the movie pass on that day and try to find one.
Yeah, I'm not doing
that's
movie
a good
pass.
pass. That's a good point.
I keep thinking that I had this romantic thing where I'm gonna wait until Saturday, and there's no way I'm waiting until Saturday.
No, there's no way. And then, also, though, I will say knowing that we have Movie Pass now has really broadened my interest. I know that sounds really stupid.
No, it makes sense.
But I will see a preview for something like take American Made, the only Tom Cruise movie I've wanted to see in probably 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have seen it, but I didn't want to, $40 see it, which is what it would cost Keith to take us to take us to the movies, right? So, but now I say, oh, I would go swipe my Movie Pass to see Jumanji. Which I never
swipe worthy.
It totally swipe worthy, yeah. But and if it tanks, I won't feel like I wasted a ton of Keith's money.
I hate how good Jumanji looks, by the way. Since you brought that up,
it does kind of look.
Was
good.
there a second trailer?
I don't know if I.
Yeah, there's been 2 trailers. Yeah.
There was one in front of Thor that actually looked pretty good, and I was like, "Dang it!"
Remind me after Henry to tell you the scam I got going with AMC.
Okay.
All right.
And
Good
Movie
to know.
Pass.
All right. Yeah, we'll have
Something coming up for you.
later.
Hey,
So-
real quick before we go to Henry, Vanessa said Casablanca is coming to the big screen on November 12th and 15th.
Okay.
So you should be able to use Movie Pass for that. I believe.
Casablanca's on your list, Keith.
It is.
All right, Henry.
I don't know. I don't know if Fathom Events is a cap, if that counts for.
Yeah,
For Movie
it
Pass.
may not.
Oh.
Well, I
It
mean,
does?
I don't know.
well, you buy them the
Oh,
same
I guess
same
we'll
way at Regal.
just wait and find out.
Check it out.
Yeah, I guess we'll find
give
out.
it a shot.
We'll see if it's on the app. So Henry, what is new in your multiverse?
It's an interesting. It's been an interesting fall season so far, and I actually found something because it's so hard to find out this information. But I think it was Seen and Money that posted it, or was able to find out the actual ratings for Stranger Things. Because you can't net Stranger Things, how many people are actually watching it, because Netflix doesn't like to say any of that stuff, and it's really hard to find out. But yeah, apparently there's millions and millions of it's at least as popular as Game of Thrones. It was actually pretty mind-blowing how many people are really watching it.
I might be remembering this wrong, but I think it was something like in the first 3 days it was 15 to 18 million.
Yeah,
or
15
like
million is the one number I remember saying. So.
Yeah, because you never can tell with Netflix. Is this just a really hyped show, or is it really, really actually that popular? And apparently, it really is as popular as it's people are saying it is. So that's great for that, because I really enjoyed the second season.
Yeah, so did we.
Yeah. So that is probably of the fall shows. That is probably the most popular or the most successful show so far of the fall. That's not even a network show. There hasn't been really a This Is Us kind of success yet for any of the networks this year. Nothing that's just blown everybody away. But This Is Us, I did not realize, I'd forgotten that they renewed that for 3 seasons, so it's already coming back next year anyway. So, but I did see, I think on the same topic as NBC, I did see that they are going to do another season of Will and Grace after this season. That I think they already actually ended the first new season of Will and Grace. I think already just ended. But
how did it do?
Yeah, they're gonna come back with that.
Did it do pretty well? I don't.
I watched the first few episodes and it was decent. It was same Will and Grace.
I know that. Spoiler alert, that they killed off the maid character. I forget her name, but
Rosie.
Karen's maid. They killed her off. That's what I heard.
I feel like it was Maria or something. It was something super.
Yeah.
Something Hispanic, because they could get away with that in the '90s. Not so much anymore now. So.
I could only name one. I was gonna name a bunch of famous maids. It was just I got one.
Mr. Belvedere.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rosario. You
Rosario,
guys are naming the maids from Arrested Development. Just so you know.
I thought Rosie was the Jetsons.
Rosie is a robot.
She's still a robot maid.
You've got me there.
Zing.
Which, by the way, the Jetsons got a reboot on DC Comics that looked really good. I haven't read it yet, but I want to look at it.
I am planning on
totally off topic, but that looks pretty good.
I'm planning on picking it up.
So, Henry, are there any? Is there any buzz about after Christmas spring releases, or are we just sort of? Because I know we're gonna go for the fall break here in a couple weeks, right? Maybe a month.
Yeah, all the mid-season shows they're going to start rolling out pretty early in January. And not only that, but I know that they moved up Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. new season into December, which probably is a sign that Inhumans is not doing well.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see, because there have been a lot of shows that look really good, and it seems like every year that they save some good ones for 2018, or for the new year. X-Files is going to come back in 2018. American Idol is come back in 2018. So Fox has a very big post-fall plan. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Now I'm getting confused. Yeah, American Idol is now on ABC. I'm sorry. Yeah, Fox is going to have X-Files, and American Idol is going to be ABC. Okay. I'm still stuck on the old American Idol.
Now Westworld is coming back.
Those are going to be interesting to see how they do.
Westworld is coming back on HBO, right? In the spring.
Spring of 2018.
Yeah.
Which first season came out today, and I may have picked it up.
And which were the big
and then Roseanne's coming back in 2018 too.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about Roseanne.
Yeah.
Now, which were the big mid-season starters last year? The Good Place was mid-season last year, wasn't it?
No, it was in the fall.
It
was a short season. Yeah.
Oh, that must have been it. Okay, I knew there was something. So yeah, okay.
Good season too.
It was though. I went back and rewatched it and enjoyed it as much. And in fact, it's funnier knowing what
happens at the end of season one.
Knowing what the spoilers and things like that.
Yeah, from what I do remember, there were quite a few shows that I was excited about last mid-season that didn't really blow up at all. Great News, so it's only on for a few weeks, but it's back this season, which is really, really funny, and it's gotten better this season too on NBC. I think that's the only one from mid-season that I was excited about that actually made the cut for next season.
What about Ghosted? I started watching that, but I haven't picked it back up yet. I got like 2 episodes in, and I just haven't had the time for it. Is Ghosted coming back?
That still remains to be seen, because a lot of these are waiting to see if they're getting a full season pickup, which they should all know that by end of December, or if not really earlier, really. But speaking of Fox, they did pick up the Orville for a second season, because Orville is going to end its season in December, I believe, and then so the second season would be again like probably in the fall of next year for just like 13 episodes. When that was one that was definitely one that people were not sure if that was going to take off or not, but it seemed to have a really good fan base. So
yeah, Matt, how is that Orville doing for you?
I'm a fan
of hating it.
I don't know.
Watch it.
I think I might actually like it at this point. I think I don't know what's happening.
And Star Trek Discovery got a second
Well,
season.
if you
Speaking
find
of
yourself
Star Trek
just tuned
shows.
into it over and over, then obviously something's working.
Well, I'll watch 10 minutes and then go to sleep, and I think that's good enough. So I think I watched it.
Matt likes getting angry, and so
I got to release it.
If it's on, that's all those advertisers care about.
See, Vanessa loves the Orville. So I mean, there are people out there that like watch it and enjoy it.
I don't know if it's good. I don't know.
There's a lot of Star Trek fans who think that because they made it sort of like a Star Trek Next Generation kind of format, that they prefer that to the Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, I get that.
Which also got a second season, by the way.
So what else is new, Henry? You have any other bombshells to drop on us?
Well, we had the first cancellation, which was CBS, which was, and it's really too bad, which Me, Myself, and I, because I thought that was a terrific pilot, but I guess.
Oh, I was really looking forward to watching
Monday night, and I think it didn't do as well as like the Kevin James show. Kevin Can Wait.
Oh, come on!
Which is really sad.
Who's watching that?
Hey, Henry. Speaking of Kevin James, did you see that petition for? It was on Change.org. That they want to replace Kevin Spacey on House of Cards with Kevin James.
There's no way
that's a great idea.
There's no way that's a genuine petition.
I don't care. It's out there, and that would be hilarious.
He's played the president before in a little movie called Pixels.
One of Matt's top 3 movies
That's
of all
true.
time.
If not the movie that he always aspires to make. Pixels. Who knew?
But sticking with CBS, it's definitely an odd season for them because they canceled Me, Myself, and I. But Young Sheldon is doing. It's only been on a couple of weeks really, but it's doing pretty well. And then that show 9JKL, which everybody just completely slammed. The critics hated it. And as soon as Big Bang Theory moved to Thursday, apparently that 9JKL's ratings sank like a stone. So it's probably not going to be around much longer either.
I don't even know what that is.
Why would they name something?
It's a terrible title.
It's pretty much Everybody Loves Raymond except in an apartment where the guy lives next door to his parents.
Oh, so 227.
Why
and they got
9JK?
single instead of married. That's really, there's only a couple tiny changes to that.
That's
Because it's a Raymond
weird.
format.
Why would
That's
anybody
weird.
name anything that?
That's stupid. Well, what a hey Henry, listener to the show Travis, who will soon be contributing on popshow.com as well, writing some reviews for us. He said he thinks the Orville is actually the better of the 2 Trek shows on TV right now, especially if you're looking for a more traditional Trek style storytelling than Discovery's doing.
It is absolutely.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. The traditional Trek fans are enjoying it.
It's like when he does he does on Family Guy when he does the flashbacks to like stuff that is, or like in Ted where he flashed back to
Flash Gordon.
No, to Airplane and just did the scene verbatim.
Yeah,
that's what the Orville is. It's just he's looked at Next Generation and he just copied it. It's just a copy. I guess that's why people like it, but it's what infuriates me.
Well, it's making enough
But yet
money
I'm
to
still
get a
watching
second
it.
season.
Why am I watching it, Sarah?
Yeah.
because part of you enjoys it somewhere.
And then we've got the whole other problem CBS has, which is the show Wisdom of the Crowd, which to me looks like just not very good. But Jeremy Piven is the star of it, and now he's had some sexual harassment claims against him. So that's a whole other can of worms for CBS to deal with now.
That's actually part of the reason Sarah wants to get CBS All Access.
Actually, I don't think. Yeah, but I never followed through with it because I forgot about it as soon as I said it.
I did the same thing.
Also, I think it's on Hulu.
Really?
I wish they would just put it all.
Yeah,
on Hulu.
I think The Wisdom of the Crowd is on Hulu. I don't know though.
I know that
CBS needs to
Amazon
get their
Prime
ass
put
straight.
some of CBS's shows up there immediately, and you may be thinking of Amazon, but yeah.
Maybe that might be it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, and then on the other hand, I think Field Team with David Boreanaz is a big hit, but not surprising at all, really. I think because that just sounds like it fits CBS like a glove. So, and then of course they also NCIS lost that Polly Perrette actress who's been on for 17 years or whatever. So it's been a really rocky, weird season for CBS.
That's too bad. Maybe they should name things horribly.
sorry.
Maybe they should just just change all the titles to horrible titles, like JK. Don't put JK in anything.
Well, they have
just kidding.
SWAT and they have SEAL and they have NCIS. Everything's like an acronym. So.
Yeah, good.
And then finally, ABC has a big hit with The Good Doctor with Freddie Highmore, which is just doing really well after Dancing with the Stars, I believe. So that's great. If you're a Bates Motel fan and you love Freddie Highmore, he's definitely having a great career there so far on TV.
Good for him.
And I've seen it, and it really is. It's interesting because the main character is a guy who can't really communicate too well because he has Asperger's, and so it's an interesting show because like the main character is an interesting guy, but he doesn't talk clearly and communicate clearly to people. So it's I'm actually really surprised that they're able to. I mean, they have a lot of interesting characters around him, but it's definitely a challenge for a writer to make it where the main character.
Sure.
It's not like someone who can, tell people what he's thinking at all times, and he doesn't. And he's obviously has social issues, and he can't. At one point you think he's going to go flirt with his next door neighbor, and instead he's asking for the battery she borrowed or something. So he's just kind of like blunt with people.
Oh,
so
so
it's
it's like hanging out with my friends.
We'll see how it goes.
Hey now.
Well, not you guys.
Well,
Okay.
I've actually heard that was worth watching from my friend Alexis recommended it to me. I've had a couple of people recommend it to me.
Yeah, good for him. Maybe I think he might be up for an Emmy nomination too. He's really he was terrific in Bates Motel, so he's
Sure.
He's a great actor, and he's been directing. He directed Bates Motel too.
Oh wow. How old
Yeah.
is he? He's not that old. I mean, wait.
He's
how
like
old?
25, 26.
Oh, so
Yeah, he's
something like
young.
Billy Elliot was a long time ago. I was thinking he was
Yeah.
like 14, 15.
So ABC hasn't. So that's gone for the rest of the season, and that's coming back at least, and they'll probably do a season 2 renewal before long. But the other show, Kevin Probably Saves the World, was the other really big ABC show, and that apparently the ratings for that are not as good. So
It's probably because people think it's a Kevin James show.
Or
yeah,
Kevin
there
Hart's
you go.
show.
Kevin James Saves the World.
Awesome.
And then I almost forgot this show was even on. 10 Days in the Valley, and apparently that show's pretty much canceled.
I don't know what
Well,
that is.
Might be there's the reason right there.
I believe that Kira Sedgwick is on that show. But anyway,
Oh.
no one's watching it.
Or
So
advertising.
yeah,
it,
that's
apparently.
kind of where the state of play with all the networks right now.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
ABC's got a whole bunch of other problems because they lost Shonda Rhimes, so they've got a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll find her soon. She's always in the last place you look.
Yeah.
All right, Henry. Well, where can we find you online to get more of your awesome pop culture dealings?
Yeah, I'm at Hanks TV on Twitter. I was at the Walker Stalker Con a couple weeks ago, and it was a great panel with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Saying I'm going to be going back to the Heroes and Villains Atlanta Film Festival Fan Fest in a couple weeks, which is the one that Stephen Amell has the stake in. So those are kind of like sister cons. So I'll be tweeting from Heroes and Villains in about a week and a half now. So look out for that too.
Sounds fun.
Awesome. So
And hopefully I'll have some interviews from that. I'll share those if I get them.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So popshow.com, looking
Yeah.
for Henry Hanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Henry.
Thanks, Henry.
Sure. I'll talk to you guys soon.
You
Yep.
bet.
Bye.
Later, Henry.
Oh, I feel like I don't have any energy. Ooh,
Why is that?
I don't know.
All
Hey,
that hate for
did
the
you-
Orville.
Did you watch Thor Ragnarok again while we didn't weren't paying attention?
No, it really wasn't that. The movie was, it was fun. I don't know why. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
It was. You ever just watch a movie and you're just not in the right headspace?
It happens.
Like you're tired, or you've been at a hotel party all night and just still
Look at
drunk.
you, rock! Look at you, rock star.
That was literally what happened to me with the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, but that was the only good one.
It was a hotel party the night before, and I attempted to see it at that oceanfront, movie theater, and I was not in a condition to watch it, so I fell asleep in the theater.
Oh, that was
like
a good one.
asleep.
Haven't you tried watching it a few other times and
Yes,
fallen asleep since?
I
too?
have. It is like the narcoleptic movie for me.
Eventually, we will get her to watch the
What is
thing
it
on
that I
one
do?
sitting.
There's something that I always fall asleep to. What was it?
Hail Caesar.
No,
That's
no,
what I
no,
fell
no. There was
asleep to.
something that you guys are like, you've got to watch it. And I always fall. Oh, it was Westworld.
It was
Was what?
Atlanta.
Was it? No, it wasn't Atlanta. I watched Atlanta. I
It
loved
was
Atlanta.
Westworld.
I think it was Westworld.
Oh.
Westworld's really good.
I hear.
You guys want to do some news?
Yes, I do.
You killed half of it.
I did. Well, not
I
now.
did because I said Bendis.
Yeah, but
I just really wanted to get
we wanted
Greg's
to get.
take.
Yeah, I mean that's an understandable. And now we can jump into it, and we can do some news with all of us.
Well, you killed the first one too. The first story too. I'm down to 3 stories.
Oh no!
Well, let's just do them.
Just do them again. We'll pretend we didn't do it.
All right. Are you gonna do my intro? Oh, there it is. Publimeter, which I refuse to admit is Publimetro.
Publimeter.
It's Publimeter.
You know I don't speak Spanish. In English,
Sorry, I don't know why
please.
it's making me laugh tonight.
Vanessa falls asleep during No Country for Old Men or Old
Old
Country,
Country
for
for
No
No
Men.
One of those two.
It was obviously very gripping and compelling for you. All right. So in the news tonight, Thor Ragnarok, which we've spoken about quite at length, but let's continue to talk about it.
Yes.
It led the box office this weekend, and I'm saying it's probably only 30% due to shirtless Hemsworth. There was a lot more merit.
Only 30%.
Only 30% due to shirtless Hemsworth,
I don't
which,
know.
to be fair, probably carried the first and second Thor movies and a little bit of the Avengers. Shirtless
both
Hemsworth?
Avengers had
Shirtless
some
Thor?
shirtless.
Yeah.
Shirtless
Thor.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it
Shirtless
only
Thor.
30% of shirtless Thor is what led to the success of this movie. I think there are a lot of other merits to it. So, thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a fun movie. I kind of fell asleep. Nah, but I didn't fall. And it's
Would you have stayed awake
I
if there
say
was
this.
more shirtless Thor?
damn right I would. I'll tell you what I really loved about Jeff Goldblum.
Mm-hmm.
I really love Thorky.
Thorky?
Loki. Thurkey is what I'm gonna have in
Thurky?
a few weeks.
Oh, this is the Thord, by the way. The Thord movie.
Thord.
Thord.
That's right.
Thor.
Thor.
The Thord.
The Thord.
Sounds like.
Just terrible.
Yeah.
I really like Loki. I don't know if you guys. I like that. I like Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, Loki
I liked
was good.
I liked everything about it. I don't know why I'm coming off like I'm wishy washy. It was a really really fun movie.
Thor Ragnarok. The movie where Hela throws a bunch of swords. That's all she does. It's her attack.
Did she threw swords?
Yeah, but I really
feel like-
appreciate that superpower.
guys, do you think they should play Immigrant Song?
We were talking about that.
They.
But you know what? We joke, right? But every time it came on in the fight scenes, I'm like, yeah, rock scream, let's fight.
Apparently, Sarah. Was
I
like
did
a
not
tile.
feel like that.
Not the second time.
No,
Not the same.
not the second time. Also,
we'll do an
because it
episode
was
eventually
used
where it's-
very thoroughly in the
Thorly.
in the previews.
Yeah.
So
I wish they had kept on to that.
You
Although it
know-
was so good in the preview.
in BVS, the only redeeming moment, well, not the only redeeming moment, but the best redeeming moment was when Wonder Woman shows up and they played her theme, and it was like,
Theme music is awesome.
yeah, her theme music is freaking killer, right? That was missing. Now, DC, I think, is very good about their scores, and they have a good sound designer who plays it very well, and they kind of blew it. You know,
Yeah. I wish they'd
I
left.
think that between the previews and the first fight scene, it worked.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to find another song for the big fight scene,
or hold
or
it
have-
for the big
or
fight scene.
hold it, or have an amazing score. Thor score. But
There's no way to make that work.
but they needed it, and it would have taken work, and it would have taken a lot of combing through another like library, and it would have had to match the same tone, and but Keith and I were talking about it. Marvel just they're with a few exceptions, and the exceptions are great, right?
They have that formula.
They don't, but they don't have super great soundtracks. Now the exceptions are hella amazing exceptions.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, hella, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man was a good soundtrack. Guardians,
Spider-Man
and
was
Guardians,
okay.
and Guardians 2, good soundtracks. Luke Cage, amazing.
I guess because Spider-Man tried. I think that when they have good soundtracks, it actually sticks out because the soundtracks are so bad. Yeah, DC's is killing them with that, huh?
Yeah, now I think there's a difference, and it's almost separate art forms of using existing songs well
Sure.
and scoring a film. So
I think they're scored fine, but I feel like
but
DC
but I
is
think
way
they're
better.
scored forgettably.
I don't
Except
think
for the Avengers theme, none of it really
I
sticks
can't even
with
think
me.
of the Avengers theme. I think you're being
The only
generous.
You
reason
would
I
know
know
it if
it
you
is
heard it.
because Keith plays that video game where they're all Legos, and I hear it every 5 seconds. So
Yeah.
that's the only reason why I even know
But
the Avengers.
all
score.
you have to do is say Wonder Woman, and I know exactly
yeah,
what you're talking
exactly. Yeah.
about. Same with Man of Steel. Like these movies that nobody likes and complains about, nobody ever says how great those themes are. And is it in the news about the Justice League?
No.
Okay. Well, Danny Elfman's doing, obviously the score on Justice League.
And Hans Zimmer did BVS and Wonder Woman.
Well, Batman. They're using.
Which Batman theme are they using? Are they using the old Keaton theme?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think that's what they're talking about.
Nice.
So we're going to be getting a Batman theme that kind of harkens back to the Keaton Batman days. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be using Batman Batman and Robin.
I mean, they could use Batman
I guess
Forever.
I think they used that in all of them.
I was gonna
didn't
say
they?
Bale. What'd they do for Bale stuff? It was pretty
Nothing.
unforgettable.
It was just
pretty forgettable.
No, it was just random noise.
Yeah, here you go. Travis adds on to that. They're also not only bringing back the Elfman Batman theme,
and
they're using
John
the
Williams
John
Superman
Williams.
theme.
Yep, there you go. So
that's pretty cool. That's a cool thing. After seeing Thor, enjoying Thor, it's made me really excited for Justice League.
Actually, me too.
I think they might surprise us with this Justice League movie.
Oh, God, I hope
thank
so.
you, Joss Whedon.
I really
No,
hope
I
so.
don't even think it's Joss Whedon. I think Whedon just
I don't
came
know.
in to
I saw an
trim
article.
and get it home.
I saw an article today that really worries me about Justice League. Is like the Warner Brothers CEO mandated that the thing had to be under 2 hours. And that worries me that they're trying to get into that much like nitty gritty control.
Well, they always have. They've always done that. That's the difference between like what Disney does with, because Disney I think pretty much gives Kevin Feige a lot of room to run. Warner Brothers has always had complete control over DC since buying them forever ago. So they've always had those kind of issues. So
What's issues?
It's always funny.
It's never gonna get old.
Always funny. Always funny forever.
But yeah, I'm
Moving on.
excited for Justice League.
Second story. Are you excited? You should be.
Is this JKO?
No. Hasbro and Paramount solidify their deal for another 5 years, reminding the world that both the Monopoly movie and the Candyland movies are happening. So, okay, I immediately was excited by this because
Why?
I don't know. I think because I really like Clue.
Clue is the
And-
exception.
okay, no, but hold out.
How about that Liam Neeson Battleship?
But okay, yeah,
Still like
I
that.
know. All right, Battleship and what Transformers was theirs, right?
And G.I. Joe.
And G.I. Joe. Okay,
G.I. Joe is one of my
But-
most favorite things, and they screwed it up.
I could see the potential for something hilarious with Monopoly. I don't know why. It makes me think of like Rat Race. Remember, Rat Race was delightful. I mean, hilarious. And like, I don't know. For some reason, I picture Monopoly as some sort of madcap comedy with people running around and charging $6 for rent and like owning slums on Baltic Avenue. Like that, I don't know.
Can't own a slum.
Well,
Slums. Sorry.
yeah. So for whatever reason, I think Monopoly, like in my mind, it's fun, and I'm super optimistic about it.
You just think it's gonna be Mr. Monopoly, rich Uncle Pennybags driving around in that hot rod.
Yeah. I do.
Well, if it is, I mean,
What's the matter with that?
I don't
or like,
know.
Or like
I just talked myself into
anthropomorphic
it.
top hats just bouncing down the street. I mean, come on.
Weird.
Like a shoe, a big giant shoe. Where the hell did the shoe come from? Like this is why I have no reason to be optimistic about this.
Where does the movie end?
Boardwalk. Duh. What's the matter with you?
Boardwalk.
Yeah. Do not pass go. Do not collect
What about
$200.
oh,
No.
fine.
But now history has told me that I will be disappointed.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for MoviePass because I will see it. But I am not terribly optimistic that it'll be any good. Okay, no, that's a lie. I am optimistic.
Just be optimistic.
For whatever reason, I'm invested.
We're optimistic on this show.
I'm
we
in-
try to be pretty positive
I'm
around
invested
here.
in the potential for
Stay
a Monopoly
positive.
movie. I
Okay.
don't know why. There has not been writing that has excited me in,
I've got an important question, and I want to know the answer. Who would play your Monopoly man?
that is an important question. Who would play Miss
I know
Uncle
mine.
Pennybags?
I know mine.
Who?
Larry David.
That's a good one. I was going to say Alan Arkin.
Same person.
Can I have Buscemi?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one. You're
Buscemi.
going off type a little bit, but I like it.
Yeah, well, it's a new take on it because Buscemi
You don't want
can play...
John Malkovich?
Malkovich.
No, Malkovich would work. Buscemi though, because he does comedy, but he can do that serious thing really well
That's
too.
true. Yeah.
So I don't know. I need someone versatile because in
Okay.
my mind it's like this crazy tycoon, but like he's stuck in the 1920s and he's charging $6 for rent, and everyone's like, "This is amazing, best rent control ever."
Oh no.
Will Ferrell.
Getting
No, too old.
Patrick Warburton? Just kind of
too
jumping all over
not
the place.
at all.
No, you're
What
just
you
saying
need. You're just
words.
saying
John,
now.
and okay, going back to our earlier
Words.
conversation.
John Grisham.
John Goodman. Legitimate
John
answer.
Goodman.
Yeah.
Who is the guy? Oh, Wallace Shawn.
Wallace Shawn be a very good one.
Who is the guy
Tom Hanks.
from The Thing?
That narrows it down.
He wore
Wilford Brimley.
he wore a top hat, and he's always been like a second guy.
In the Thing.
Yeah, he's in The Thing, and he wears a top like a pork pie kind of fedora.
I have no idea what
He's
she's
in The
talking about.
Thing. He's the guy.
Kurt Russell.
Jeff Bridges.
No, I-
Isn't in the Thing.
Nick Offerman. No? Vanessa says Sean Connery.
I'll find it.
Is it Sean Connery?
No, it's not Sean Connery.
Do not pass go,
He's-
Trebek.
He's like a sidekick character. Hold on,
Kevin
I'm gonna,
Hart.
Pork
Kevin
pie
Hart.
hat in the Thing.
Oliver Platt.
Tell if the Thing is like the movie The Thing,
Vanessa
or if she just can't think of the name of the movie.
Vanessa said Michael Bay bring you Monopoly explosions of hotels from the ghetto to Manhattan.
What other board games you want?
Mousetrap.
actually. Let's see.
I don't know if they're Hasbro though. Operation.
Oh my god.
Just any board game.
Hungry Hippos.
Okay, but see, okay,
I want the Hungry Hippos with Gator Golf crossover.
but think about it. If it's surgery, though, if it's operation, it'd have to be this like gritty medical drama, right?
Oh yeah. He's not going to survive.
I know, but like you kind of have to. No, he's not going to survive because every time you touch his bones, he zaps you.
Doctor, what is it? Well, unfortunately, you've got water on the knee.
You have a funny bone.
Is that okay?
All right,
I'll need
let's
to
see.
remove tweezers.
Furbies.
Furby's the movie.
Furbies.
I
the
mean, hey guys,
movie.
we just had a Trolls movie, so
Yeah, and the Trolls movie did pretty well.
yeah, just
My
keep that in mind.
Youngest niece is just nuts over that movie and that
What?
soundtrack.
Did you figure out who
if-
the guy was from the thing?
No,
No.
I didn't. I abandoned
Okay,
the
Was
guy
it
from the
okay.
was it Wimpy?
Was it Chris Kattan?
No. Okay, he's like a. All right, I sound like I could picture him in my brain, but I can't Google the guy from
What
the
does
thing.
the picture look like in your brain? He's got a
A
pork pie
generic
hat.
white dude. He's kind
Oh,
of
jeez.
he's kind of short.
Hey Matt, it's us. She's thinking
Is
of
it
us.
Keith?
Yeah, it's Keith.
Was it Keith in a
Oh, that's
pork
where
pie?
I know him from. No, okay, but
Sleeps next to you every
I've,
night.
I've been known to wear a pork pie hat around the house.
he does. He does
And
occasionally wear a
nothing
pork pie hat.
else.
Okay, so let's
Lord.
talk about some of these things that could be movies, though.
Sure.
Light Bright, the movie.
It's got to have that theme song.
Oh yeah. Mr. Potato Head, the movie. Oh my god, can you
that
imagine?
would
Like,
happen.
that's horror.
We already
It was
have.
in Toy Story.
Yeah, we already have it in Toy Story. So why not just
that
spin
was
off from
not
it?
the Mr. Potato Head movie, though.
It could be. It could
Could
be a
have been.
spin off.
We know how it would have
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, but it's not a Disney. Disney doesn't own it now.
Ooh.
Okay, what?
Travis has got our Monopoly man.
What? Who?
Ben Kingsley.
Oh.
But I want like the Ben Kingsley. I want him to play that performance like he did in Sexy Beast.
Oh, I thought you were say Iron Man 3.
No. Okay, I guess Sexy Beast is gonna be a reference. Nobody saw Sexy Beast. Anybody?
Nope.
Anybody? No one.
Hold on. Oh, dang it! It's not close enough. I've got that cricket. I need that cricket so I can make the noise. The cricket
Nobody saw
noise.
Sexy Beast. Check it out on Netflix. Then I don't know if it's there. No one saw Sexy
Yeah.
Beast.
Hey Matt, look who joined.
What?
My Little Pony. They're already doing.
Yeah, that's animated though.
But it's animated.
Hey,
Then that's a successful animated
Travis
show.
has seen it.
What
He's
if they
seen it.
did?
Thank you.
Okay, if they did a really good series like the Lego movie series,
Okay.
but with Play-Doh.
I thought you were gonna say Mega Bloks.
Didn't they
Mega
already?
Bloks the movie.
Couldn't we just? Isn't Play-Doh a movie? Isn't that just a
Claymation.
It's just a Mr. Bill movie, right?
Was there a Mr.
They
Bill?
did a Mr. Bill movie, didn't they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would just be another Mr. Bill movie.
Did they do a Dungeons and Dragons movie? They did.
Yeah.
They did. It wasn't very good. Hi, Ellen.
Pictionary, the
We have
movie.
to. Pictionary the movie.
Pictionary,
I feel
the
like this-
movie.
It's just
I feel-
people.
That's
that-
just win, lose, or draw. The movie.
Is Bert Convy involved?
Oh, obviously.
Nice.
Dude,
Clue
I can't
we've
do it
already
without him.
had.
Vanessa's right. It's just Gumby. Vanessa got it. It's
Yep.
just,
Gumby
it's just Gumby.
Vanilla.
Played by Eddie Murphy.
Vanessa. Yeah, no,
Obviously.
he would.
Damn it.
Risk.
Risk. I feel
That's
like
just
it's
a
just
war
any war
movie.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
actually gonna say like Axis
Oh,
and Allies.
I got it.
Yeah.
Bop it. Bop it, the movie. Bop it.
Bop
pull it. Pass it. Twist it.
Twist it.
Turn it.
Bop it.
Bop it.
Twist it.
And Jenga.
Pull it.
Jenga, the movie. Can you imagine? I see Jenga as like some kind of crazy action movie.
It's an apocalypse movie.
Yeah, totally.
With buildings coming down.
It's too close to 9/11.
Starring John
It's
Cusack.
not. I don't think
and
this is
Jenga-
a
It's
good thing.
basically a rehash of 2012.
And Jenga has to be a.
I think we want the buildings just coming down. Like you
Jenga
pull out a
has to be
piece.
like an acronym. Some kind of weird contrived acronym.
What, for Django?
Joint Environment.
Negotiation.
Government
JEN.
agency.
There
Oh,
you go.
wow.
We
Done.
just did it. It took all three of us. I feel like that. You know what? Go team.
Yeah,
Hey,
we did it.
high
Okay.
five.
We
Good team.
solved Jenga. We solved Jenga. All right. So, I think if they actually put some thought into them.
Ooh, Barry says the Bop would probably be a Saw-like horror movie.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, no, it would.
Pop it.
Although I could totally
Twist
see
it.
that working, like the little sound
No, it
effects
would.
from the game,
It
or like
totally
a
would.
speak and
I had
spell
a
doing it.
Bop it for a very long
That
time.
would be super
Like,
creepy.
I had a Bop it as an adult, like in my 20s. I would use my Bop it to calm down.
To be fair, it's just basically a fidget spinner, right? I mean, isn't
I
that all?
guess
Isn't that
so.
all a bop it is?
Kind of,
It's
but with instructions.
it's a fidget spinner.
They did a Ouija movie.
They did. I don't
No.
know how well it
Didn't they
worked.
do a sequel to that?
Yeah, Ouija too.
The Wii.
More Ouija.
It's a me, Luigi. No, no.
Different person.
Okay.
Nope, different game.
Yeah, those are the only ones that I don't know. Candyland, I kind of hope is a fun kids movie. I loved Candyland
I hope
when
it's
I
a
was kid.
hard R-rated adult
It's a movie about
fantasy
It ends up being
about meth.
I was gonna say it's a documentary about diabetes.
Oh, jeez. Don't know.
Real uplifter.
Oh, speaking of uplifting, you want to go to the next thing that's super good news?
What's that?
Good news.
It's not good news.
What?
There's a Lord of the Rings TV series in development
Why?
at Amazon. That's my question.
We had 40 hours across 3 movies.
6 movies if you count The Hobbit.
It's true.
Did you hit Hobbit? All 3 parts? Fell asleep.
So did I.
Hard.
Yeah.
And not because I wanted to. Like, it wasn't because it was involuntary. I just said, you know what? I think I'm just gonna try to fall asleep.
I know we moved on from topics, but Travis is Requiem for a Dream 2, Candyland.
I'm in.
Oh my God. That's really dark. Travis, you broke Keith.
The best.
So the Gumdrop Mountains are like a
Oh no.
that's a really
if
bad
they're
club.
all
You don't want to be in the
Hey,
drugs.
Matt.
No, I know. It's what I'm thinking. We're all thinking it. Even
No,
Sarah.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely not thinking it. I don't even know. Stop making that gesture because I don't know what it means.
Can we even get
It's at the end of the
Jennifer
movie.
Connelly back?
No. Jennifer
Okay,
Connelly
so,
would never
sorry.
participate.
Sorry, Travis and I sidetracked us. So, Lord of the Rings TV show. I have a confession about those movies, guys. I've only seen the first 2 of both of the series.
She decided not to see the last one.
The second movie bored me for both The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I was like, I'm not even giving the third movie a chance.
The second Lord of the Rings was boring. The third one was better.
That's
The
what I
first one
hear.
was the best.
I just haven't gotten around to it. I don't have 3 hours to spare
I
during my day.
watched the first Hobbit and dozed. I watched the second Hobbit and fell asleep hard, and I never saw
Hobbit
the third
movies were
one.
bad. They were bad. And
It's a shame because I like Martin Freeman.
you should watch the Lord of the Rings, the extended versions.
I have the extended versions. I just haven't
They're
watched them.
so long.
3 hours apiece.
I'm still watching actively Return of the King. I don't think King's come back. Been 7 years. I don't
That's how
think
long
he's
it's
coming
taking you
back.
to watch that movie, huh?
It's still going.
I'm still trying to figure out who the guy from the thing is. You
us
said Martin, and I thought, oh, his name is Martin. It's not.
So it's not The Thing.
It's a guy from like a thing.
If,
The guy from the thing.
let's
The guy.
bring it
Isn't
down.
that a movie? Isn't that a horror movie? The
Yeah,
Thing?
The Thing. That's why I
Yeah.
thought it's Kurt Russell. It's not Kurt Russell. Is it the actual Thing?
Mike Chiklis?
No, it is the the guy.
It's Mike Chiklis. The Thing.
Mike Shirkless.
No,
Were we are we just putting together fake names now?
I know Mike Chiklis is a real person. I
Oh,
thought.
Michael Chiklis
Yeah.
from The Shield.
Yes.
Is
Not,
it Michael Chiklis?
not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Shield.
I
He's
can't
shown.
remember what he's been in. If I
Watch The
could,
Shield.
he was
Not
like
in
a
a long time.
guy with a hat on. And he showed up.
All right, you know what? Whoever can figure out
George Burns?
No, we're gonna make this a contest. Sarah,
Okay.
whoever can figure out who you're trying to guess, will get my Peter Parker pop.
He's like,
Oh, there we go. We
he's
gotta-
kind of
Our
short.
first competition, our first
Win
contest.
Keith's garbage.
He's kind of short, and he's always like a sort of
That's on the shelf
supporting
behind Sarah there.
character. He's a sidekick. Okay, he's a sidekick character.
Is it Odd Job?
No, it's not Odd Job.
He wears a hat.
He
wears
shows
a
up
pork
and
pie.
he's all eerie. Pork
Is it
pie hat.
Ducky?
No, it's not Ducky. And he's like kind of eerie, calm.
Keith have him as a pop.
No, he does not have him as well. And he's like a short, older white dude.
Is it?
And
Is it
he,
the guy
Wait,
from
is it
Breaking
the
Bad?
wolf?
Is it the guy from Breaking Bad?
Is it Heisenberg?
No,
who Cranston?
Is it
no,
Harvey
it's not.
Keitel?
Hold on, let me Google.
I'm trying to think. What was the Emintrot from Breaking Bad?
No, I feel like that wouldn't.
No,
be
it's
it.
not Harvey Keitel.
I mean, I don't know. I
Is
totally-
it Harvey Weinstein?
No, I am quite familiar with what he looks like now.
That's,
Completely what he looks like.
we're gonna spend this whole like
He
we have,
just-
an
I
actual,
know, it's
we have
gonna-
an actual topic to talk about in the next 27 minutes, and we're gonna sit here trying to figure out
Okay,
who the hell.
he does not appear to be any of these actors in Breaking Bad. I'm telling you, it's gonna occur to me in the
This
middle
guy,
of the night.
Jonathan Banks. That's who I was.
No,
yeah,
it's not
that's
Jonathan Banks.
Okay.
But that
it,
is another guy.
Donald
from the thing.
Glover.
No, it's
Vanessa
not,
says Seth Green.
it's not Seth. No, it's an older guy. Think 60s.
Danny Glover.
he was in one of those old guy movies recently.
Alan Arkin.
No, it's
Kevin
not.
Kline.
No, it's not any of those.
Is it?
Al Pacino.
I don't-
Robert De
I
Niro.
don't-
Morgan
no,
Freeman.
okay,
Who's in Wild Hogs?
Michael Caine.
Is it Michael Caine?
Hold on. let me. Maybe it's Wild Hogs. Wild Hogs.
Martin Lawrence.
Cast.
The guy who voices Buzz Lightyear.
The guy that
Tim-
voices Bud Light. Tim Allen.
Yeah, there you go. Tom Hanks. Look up Las Vegas.
Okay, maybe it's in Las Vegas. Yeah,
Vern Troyer.
Las Vegas.
Vern.
It's
from-
gonna make me crazy.
He's dead.
From Ernest.
No,
Kevin Kline
Michael Douglas. Robert De Niro.
shows up in a pork pie hat.
at some point in his career.
Oh
Yep, there that goes. It was bound to happen eventually.
no, that worked perfect.
Okay, there we go. What about that other one with Alan Arkin that's coming out with him and Michael Caine? I think it's already out.
Bunch of guys.
Yeah, it's basically a bunch of old guys.
That's what it's called. Bunch of guys. I don't know. This is driving me nuts. We're
I
never
know
going
it's
to be able to
driving me
figure
nuts
this out.
too.
Jonathan Winter.
No,
Steve Carell.
no.
Going in Style. That's the movie I'm thinking
J.D.
of.
Salinger.
Michael Keaton.
J.D. Salinger's an author.
Is it
This is
Stop the show.
I know we're totally
Please, people, we're never gonna be able to move on. We need you guys to just yell out anybody.
Okay.
Here's your clues. It's
The
a
guy
thing.
in the thing. It's the guy
It's
in
a
the thing.
thing.
It's the guy in
It's
the
a
thing.
guy, an average white guy. So we should probably yell. Stop yelling.
Old white guy.
Old white guy.
What is it? The average white band.
Sometimes he wears a pork pie hat.
And he shows up and he's like
And
really
he
quiet.
shows up
kind of.
and he's really quiet, kind of.
Jeez. Gene Hackman.
No, it's
Gene
not
Hackman.
Gene Hackman. But he
Is it
kind
Justin
of,
Hoffman?
He kind of
Is it
looks,
Justin
He
Hoffman?
kind of looks like
Is it
Gene
Justin
Hackman,
Wilson?
kind of. Guy who kind of looks like Gene Hackman.
Oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that's ever happened. This is what my hell is going to be like. Is it Michael J. Fox? Is it
No.
Laurel
Is it-
and or Hardy?
Is it Christopher
Lauren
Lloyd?
says Laurel and or Hardy.
Yeah, it's both of them, Lauren.
Abbott and Costello.
No, this is not getting better.
Lauren wants to know if that's not one dude. Oh, she said that is not one dude.
No, I know.
That makes more sense.
I was
Oh, I
being
thought Laurel and Hardy was one dude.
I was being facetious.
No.
He's kind of like
Keith Andaro.
awkward and
kind of
soft
awkward
spoken
and
in the
soft-
one movie that I'm thinking of him
Oh
in.
my God.
Ed,
is
Ed
it-
No,
Helms. Danny
he's
DeVito.
old. Not Danny DeVito.
George McFly.
That's a
Crispin
character.
Glover.
That's an actor, but no,
Okay.
not Crispin Glover. Okay, it doesn't
Is
matter.
it Thor?
All right, can we just move to the next
Let's move.
topic?
Let's move on. We're not getting anywhere.
Is it Mjolnir?
Is it Kate
Yeah.
Blanchett?
No,
All right,
I
next
should just
topic.
let you guys finish the
There you
show
go.
so I can
Just-
research. It's gonna
yeah,
make me
no,
crazy.
just-
Okay, let's
Just keep moving.
All right,
Let's
we're gonna
go
go on to our topic since you blew this next story for me.
We're
So
gonna blow you the next story for you. Now who's being salty? Bill Murray.
it's not Bill
All right,
Murray.
Harvey, can I
Is
tell
it
we tried that
Bendis?
one. Is it? Yeah, look, Bendis is a nice looking man. He's old. His head.
Why
looks,
is he scaring children?
Chris
his head looks like a
Sullivan.
pork pie
In
hat.
front of the
Who's Chris
Flatiron
Sullivan?
building.
Is it Chris O'Donnell?
No, it's not. He held up though.
Robert Redford.
Not Robert Redford.
Richard Gere.
Not Chris Sullivan.
Warren
Warren
Beatty.
Bordy. Warren Bordy.
Okay, let's just talk to the next news topic while Matt and I scroll through this list. Go ahead. What's the next news topic, Sarah?
The next news topic is our big topic that we were going to cover and spend some time on that we got horribly sidetracked.
Oh, we're not doing business. I thought we were doing business. It's Bendis time.
I want to.
Brian Michael Bendis is
Now
going
all
to
I
DC.
want to do
There you
is
go.
Google actors who wore pork pie
Okay, well,
hats.
we can't do that for the next 22 minutes. We should at least talk about the topic. Richard Gere, Paul Newman, James Spader, Chris. I'm glad that this
Is
is
it
what
James
every-
Spader? It's got to be
I'm
James
glad
Spader.
this is what everyone wants to get involved on.
Oh, Robert Duvall. That's a good one.
Is it? No, it's not Robert Duvall.
Is it Paul Newman?
He's like a.
Is it Wayne Knight?
He's like a supporting character.
Is it Wayne Knight?
Who's Wayne Knight?
Newman from Seinfeld,
You went Newman. I was gonna go.
No,
What's his name?
the guy from Jurassic
Nedry.
Park.
no, he's not the guy from.
Is it Jeff Goldblum?
No, he's not like a big name.
Okay,
Was it Young Fat Chap?
No, it is not Young Fat Chow.
it's
that
not
too.
you.
Kevin Costner. I'm just going down IMDb at this point. Sidney Poitier, who we know is alive.
Fat Chow. That's not right.
Yeah, it took you like a minute to process
No,
that. I
it's-
know I said it
What
wrong.
is Yun Fat Chow? No, they've said they
Yun
He's
Fat
like
Chow.
he's a
I
suppo-
said it wrong.
He's a
Chow Yun
supporting
Fat.
character.
not Yun Fat Chow.
That's how they wrote it because they do it backwards.
It's like something's not right. Okay,
I think he
Anyways,
was okay.
Albert Finney.
Talk about that comic thing.
We moved on.
Yeah, we already moved on because you.
Oh, was it
thought
Carl
we-
Reiner? Oh, Dom DeLuise.
It's not.
Is it Dom DeLuise's son? Mel Brooks.
Carl Reiner is a good guess, but that's not it. It's not. No, I would remember. I know, but see, it's not in like a commonplace name. He's a supporting character, and I'm going to say it, and you guys are going to be like, "This is the guy you're thinking of." Like, it's going to be such a
Deepak Chopra.
letdown. It's going to be
It's
such
gonna be like Tom
Most Def.
Cruise.
a letdown. Such a letdown.
White guys.
Yeah, he's
He's
an
a-
old white
he's
guy
an
who is a
old,
supporting
just
character who would probably be shocked that we're spending so much time
average-
talking about him and would laugh at the fact that we don't know his
Kevin
name.
Kline.
No,
Kevin Costner.
no,
John H. Benjamin.
Kevin James.
no,
H. John Benjamin.
no. Older. I think he was in one of those old guy movies, but now I have to do
I believe
more research.
Last
James
Vegas.
Garner.
No.
Wild Hogs.
No,
Oh, what's his name?
Sam Rockwell.
Yep.
no,
that
it's,
guy.
it's not Sam Rockwell.
What about
Kevin Pollock. J.K. Simmons. Vincent
Kevin
D'Onofrio.
Pollock? You mean Pollock? Not Kevin Pollock.
I think Giovanni Ribisi's too young for this.
J.K.
one.
Simmons. Is it J.K. Simmons?
J.K. Simmons.
Peter DeLuise. Tommy Lee Jones.
No. It
Oh my
is
God,
not
we're gonna
J.K. Simmons.
We're gonna spend 20
Yeah.
minutes of this episode
Let's go
yelling
forward.
old people names.
So I don't know if you heard, but apparently Disney is in talks to buy. It comes out yesterday that Disney is in talks to potentially buy 21st Century Fox. Nope, 20th Century Fox.
21st Century Fox, 20th Century Fox. Which one?
I don't know what
Both?
century we're in. I don't know about centuries. 20th Century Fox, as I could see from the logo. So
You know, Disney was in talks to buy us too, but then those talks ended super fast as well.
Yeah, they ended before
Yeah.
Disney was aware of them.
because that they weren't in talks to buy us. That was just a survey.
Oh,
Yeah, that's why it ended.
They
You
wanted
got a
us to
gift
join
card.
the
then why did you take
vacation
that?
club.
Why did you take that business trip to Disney World then?
Nope, no business happened there.
Oh, there was business.
There was business, none of your business. Thank you.
So,
And scene.
third base.
Ace of base. All that she wants, another
Basketball.
baby.
Jeez, Christopher Guest.
These
Is that-
aren't even
Christopher Guest. Is that who?
these aren't even names anymore.
Okay. So while everyone throws out names,
It is not Christopher Guest.
okay. Tim
Christopher
Robbins.
Plummer.
No, it is not Tim Robbins.
Okay.
Your actual plumber.
It was probably my plumber.
Okay. Count Basie.
Not Chris Plummer. It's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna be.
All
Yeah,
right,
no,
well,
I mean it's
we'll-
completely
We'll make sure to
terrorized the show.
we'll make sure to post on Pops when you finally figure out who this average white guy is, who is in the background of movies, but he's old, but he's in old guy movies.
John Belushi.
No.
Roger Rabbit.
Al Franken,
No.
Frankenstein.
Garrett Morris.
Who is Garrett? It might be Garrett Morris.
It's not Garrett Morris.
Well, then why are you saying it?
Because everyone else is saying fun names, like
Chris
Chris Christopherson.
It's not Garrett.
Oh, is it
Morris.
Michael Ironside?
Hold on.
Oh, is it Michael Rooker?
Is it Darius
You know-
Rucker?
No,
it Darius
no,
Rucker?
that's the no,
Hootie the
and it's
Blowfish, I know.
not Darius Rucker either. Now you guys are just being silly.
Okay.
Because my request of the average white guy who's short and wears a pork pie hat sometimes.
Oh, we've got to figure this out.
That's not
Is it
always-
Jack? Is it Jack Palance?
I mean, we
Oh,
have,
is it
we
Billy
have
Crystal?
a topic we were going to talk about.
Is it Daniel Stern?
No, it's not him or Billy Crystal.
it Joe Pe- Joe
Joe
Pesci?
Pesci. Is it
No,
one of the
it's-
Sticky Bandits?
No, it is not one of the wet bandits.
I go Sticky Bandit.
It's a shame.
I
that
like
you're
to
wrong.
go-
I'm sorry,
Home
guys.
Alone
We
2.
actually had a topic tonight, but
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
We, you know.
So Disney is in talks to potentially buy 20th Century Fox.
but now
It
they're
comes
not.
out.
Apparently, it came out shortly a few hours after that.
Supposedly, it's on again, off again.
so it's like
is
Tom
what I
Petty's
read.
death.
Jeez, no, that's stuck.
Eventually, but it went
Yeah.
back and forth in the news. So they got, I don't know. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Because basically Fox is saying they reason they're in talks or were, have been, could be, possibly was. They don't have the infrastructure to be a multimedia player like Disney is.
Or make good movies.
Well, I'm sure they've got good movies out there if we went down
What?
the list. Alien, Predator.
Logan, I guess.
Yeah, Logan. We
I
actually
meant
we've
this
had-
year.
This year, yeah, Logan was good. They got a new Predators coming out.
Fantastic Four,
Nope.
pretty good.
You mean fan? What is it? Fant 4 stick.
You know, I'm okay with okay with Disney owning everything.
Are you?
Yeah, let them get everything. But look how good they've handled Star Wars.
But had they been playing it safe with Star Wars?
Yeah, that's what you got to do because you got to protect that $1 million cow.
But what's something we've always said around here? We want people to kind of push it and give us something different. We don't want, take a chance,
The Monopoly movie.
Yes.
You're not going to take a chance with something that makes $1 billion every time you put one out.
I don't know. I don't want to see I kind of don't want to see a Han Solo movie.
Then you're in the wrong business. You're in the Han Solo
Engineering?
business.
Yeah. I'm an engineer. I don't know.
I think after seeing Rogue One and what they did with Rogue One,
Which is kind of a movie we didn't need to play devil's
I
advocate here.
think that that's what you're going to get from Disney. From Star Wars. Do you know what happens when you don't play it safe? The prequels.
I didn't mind the prequels. I'm gonna throw that out there. There was some decent stuff in there. They were executed poorly, but you know what?
Executed poorly is not the basis of a decent movie, and I know those aren't good movies.
They had good ideas.
The filmmaking wasn't even that great in it.
They had good ideas in it.
There's continuity errors in a friggin' Star Wars movie.
Well, yeah,
Bad ones that don't even make sense. How they got through.
Yeah, but do you want?
Do I want? No, I would like them to take chances. Are they going to? No, not with Star Wars.
Well, not with Star Wars, I guess. But I mean, I feel like we need to eventually. We're gonna get
I
bored.
feel like they take chances with the Marvel movies, right?
Really, the movies we talked about that are being formulaic, and
No,
weren't we just saying that like 15 minutes ago? How they're
What's
formulaic?
the other big one? They got another big one. What's the other big one?
Marvel, Star Wars, Mickey Mouse,
Oh yeah,
the actual
they
Disney
take
properties.
chances with Mickey Mouse.
Do they?
No,
All right.
no. Actually, it's weird because Mickey Mouse started out as being kind of a jerk. He
can
was a
see
little more
that.
of a jerk, but when he became,
Mainstream.
yeah, they took his. Well, he wasn't a jerk. He had a little edge to him though.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those 30s and 40s movies, he had a little bit of edge to him.
We could say that about Bugs Bunny too.
And yeah, once a property gets huge, you gotta make it appeal to the biggest number of people, and that's what we run into. Even with the 20th Century Fox movies, I think that they were able to give us something like Logan and Deadpool because their actual franchises were so garbage.
Well, and you bring up a good point. Those two movies, what rating were they?
They were R.
Have we had an R-rated Disney movie? I mean, you're the Disney guy. I'm genuinely asking this.
Well, I mean, through like Touchstone. You're not going to get in that R-rated Disney branded movie. They don't put the Disney name on.
So then that do you think that's what would happen then? Is basically they buy Fox and Fox.
Do you want an R-rated Star Wars?
Yeah, I do actually.
You want a hard R Star Wars?
I wouldn't mind seeing a hard R Star Wars.
You're never going to see that.
But wouldn't it be nice for them to kind of push what we know as Star Wars and kind of give us something a little darker, which I think we might get with Last Jedi, but I mean, it won't be full R by any stretch.
Sarah has actually had to check out of the show. You can see that she is furiously trying to figure it out.
I have to figure it out. This is
She'll be back.
I am gone. I have left this earth. I am now Googling movies about old guys.
This is gonna be the Matt and Keith.
Well,
talk.
I think that with even with Fox and they're bigger. Well, I mean, what franchises do Fox have that they've really hit a home run with? Not
Sarah,
the X-Men.
Didn't Sarah have that list?
Sarah's
not
busy.
the Aliens.
Okay.
No, okay, Sarah can
The
help.
Alien franchises, no.
We're talking about
one good movie.
21st Century Fox.
Yes.
Or
20th Century
Die
Fox,
Hard?
either one.
They've
Die
done.
Hard's got maybe 3 good movies.
They've done well with Night at the Museum. Both those two did
3.
pretty good. 3. Oh well, considering I only need 2. Let's see. Peanuts actually wasn't bad. Dodgeball was
liked the
pretty
Peanuts
good.
movie.
But these are all movies that they're not going to take any chances with either because they're more geared towards children.
So
Dodgeball was geared towards children?
Yeah. I played it when I was a child.
the Pokey and Digimon are their property.
Okay.
So she
Those are
throws
pretty
one
sad.
in there that's going to throw off my...
I mean, most of the stuff that they've done really strong with are kids movies.
It's true. I never even thought about that.
Maybe it might be a better fit than we think.
Kung
That's
Fu Panda.
weird.
Well, but see that
Kung
was
Fu Panda was fun.
but that was my question though. These movies that
It
are
was DreamWorks
Goodoosh.
and Paramount.
I'm pretty sure that was 20th Century. It was listed on their thing.
No,
it might have been a
that's
conjunction, but
DreamWorks and Paramount.
well, we can look it up. I gotta go back to my old guys. But anyway, Peanuts.
Thanks for joining us for a few seconds.
Peanuts, Garfield was them.
Yeah.
The Pokey and Digimon, Alvin and the Chipmunks was them.
So it seems like
Kung Fu Panda was DreamWorks Paramount.
it seems like that they're
Oh,
made for the if all their big because like what are their big franchises? Obviously, Aliens, which
Slowly dying.
quickly
Dying, I should say.
Yeah, didn't they go over to Paramount anyway?
I don't remember.
Am I wrong?
Travis brings up jumping back to the Star Wars thing real quick. Travis brings up a few points. He said the prequels are symptomatic of George Lucas not being told no, which is valid.
Mm-hmm.
The decline in quality is directly attributed to the lack of collaboration between Lucas and a separate director. the original trilogy was saved numerous times by the other creators he had to work with.
It's very, very true.
So they did have that. I think that was more, not less Fox. It was just George Lucas for the prequels then, which we'll all agree on. And then he said Rogue One. Let's see here. Could have been a hell of a film if we had seen all of the salty combat vets we got at the end and having to go through the planet hopping campaign. Because remember, they reshot that. That was supposed to be a lot darker of a movie, and Disney came in and was like, no.
Because I just realized something.
And he said, or if maybe we saw the rebels came to be in such a bad way prior to A New Hope. Instead, we got a protagonist with no agency in the story, swept along by circumstances and a pile of contrived fan service, which I will definitely agree with the fan service part. So what'd you just remember, Matt?
We could potentially get the original Star Wars trilogy uncut and unenhanced with special editions.
I'd be okay
because
with
20th Century Fox owns the
New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
or you could
think
just
of,
have the DVDs with the original.
I mean, what the
cuts.
Die Hard? I mean, they don't seem to have any active franchises outside.
No. And maybe you've got a point there
of the Marvel stuff. So it would just be them getting back their Marvel stuff, and if they can potentially,
well, see, that's my thing. If why doesn't Fox just sell off their Marvel properties and use that capital to build the infrastructure to be able to compete with?
I do not know.
Disney. You know.
I do not know.
I mean, I don't know if Disney would buy it back, what the cost would be. That's that's outside of my wheelhouse for sure.
We don't get a lot of details in this. I wish we had some details exactly what they wanted to do.
Right.
Yeah, because I don't know. I would Disney owning 20th Century Fox be a bad thing? It's not great. It gives Disney a lot of. That's a lot of real estate, That's a lot of distributors under the Disney umbrella.
Lacking competition is always a problem.
Always.
In a free market.
Always. And you know what? I'll point to a little Disney park down in Orlando that really did a lot of good work once Universal came in and started being competition.
Typhoon Lagoon?
That we got Typhoon Lagoon because of it. Late 80s. No, but once and especially now, Universal pops up and they've got, hey, here's Harry Potter World. Disney has to respond with, well, here's Star Wars Land. And then I think they're just going to drop the mic because, I mean, where do you go from
Well, they
there?
also got the Avatar stuff, too.
Sure do. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful. I don't know what they do. But now this brings up another question. Now, one of the things that I really like about the fact that Disney doesn't have the rights to X-Men is the fact that we get X-Men movies. But if we're not getting good X-Men movies, which I feel like we've only gotten a very select few.
We've had 6 X-Men movies? Well, 7 if you count Logan. The 3.
Yeah, and there's maybe 2
the 3
really good ones.
No, we have 9.
Maybe
3
4.
X-Men, 3 prequels,
Deadpool.
and then 3 and 3 Wolverine ones and 1 Deadpool. So that's 10 if I'm doing math right.
Yeah.
So out of 10, we've got what? Deadpool, Logan, X-Men 2.
X2, sure. I like First Class and the second one.
Days of Future Past. So that's 50% right there. That's 5. But
yeah. But at no time do I take like First Class and they don't do well with the X-Men, man. Logan and Deadpool were the first times where I was like, you know what, this is the X-Men on screen.
Yeah.
So maybe if Disney had those properties back and Marvel had those properties back, they would create something that's a little more faithful to, or a more faithful translation to the X-Men that I love. But then again, maybe the X-Men, maybe the X-Men's time has come. I don't know.
We need to focus on the Inhumans.
No. Why would you ever say that? Now, the other thing is, if they're not two separate distributor houses, will Disney be able to put out like 7 Marvel movies a year? Because right now I think they're averaging 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, I think we're getting 3 because what have we had this year? We've had Thor, Spider-Man.
Interesting.
I'm trying to think. And Guardians 2. We've had 3 this year, at least.
One of which was in conjunction with another studio.
Yep.
I think it's way better if they're able to actually partner with other production houses. I don't think it's
So not buy them out. Just
well. I don't think that I don't think that Disney has the bandwidth to produce 5 Marvel movies in a year, which means that. I mean, Avengers and like all of their Marvel properties that have been under the Marvel umbrella for this long, they've got such a head start that they're gonna take priority over like an X-Men reboot or a Final Fantasy, a Fantastic Four reboot. So where would they fit in? Would they even have time to make them? I don't know.
so it might not be good.
It may not be a good thing.
and hopefully it doesn't come to pass.
She's got it.
I found him.
She's found him.
Jeez.
I found him.
All right.
It is. Are you ready for this? Bob Balaban.
Good Lord, how are we gonna get Bob Balaban?
Who the
Do you know how
hell is-
far we would have to go down to get Bob Balaban?
It took.
Who? In one
I
of
will
my
tell
favorite
you-
movies.
I will tell you how far. I went down to number 60 on the top 300 supporting actors of all time. Bob Balaban. That is who I was thinking
I can't
of.
believe he's that old.
I had no idea why he stuck out on my head, and it was because of Monuments Men. He stuck in my head because of that
It's a
movie.
Monuments Man.
Of all the movies.
Oh,
And
jeez.
he's he's a guy from The Thing. He's been in a lot of different movies.
He wasn't in the
He's
thing.
in City Slickers too.
Okay.
He was in Ghost World.
But
favorite
yes, he
movie of all
was.
time.
So for,
He
for
was in
those just
Seinfeld.
joining us as we're getting ready to sign off here, Sarah had this guy pop in her head. He's the guy in The Thing, and he's an old white guy. He wears pork pie hats.
Sometimes.
So we
That
was
literally
effort.
we literally just spent probably 15 minutes trying to figure out, just guessing with help from listeners and stuff. And
were all
Bob
wrong.
Balaban here. Should I pull up second screen?
You have to.
Yeah, no, you got to show the guy who
Let's
got
see
He's.
here.
I mean,
Bob Balaban.
he's in one of.
See
He's
here.
in like my favorite movie of all time, Ghost World.
Ghost World is a great movie.
I feel like I've seen him in other stuff.
Get
I
one
just-
with a hat on, so I
Yeah,
don't look
he's
stupid.
been in everything.
Hold on, I'm gonna pull up second screen so people can see me at least
Look,
scrolling through.
there he is in Close Encounters.
Hold on, let's
Bob Balaban. That's who I was thinking of.
I have two.
I don't-
I have mismatched socks.
I didn't ever know his name, so therefore
no one can see your mismatched socks.
there was no
Matthew.
chance.
All right, Bob Balaban.
That is who
Bam.
I was thinking of. And the reason why this conversation started was because I was trying to decide who should play Rich Uncle Pennybags in Monopoly.
You know what? You're
Bob
not wrong.
Balaban.
I think he should.
I think he'd be great at it. He's
I mean,
kind of.
he wears a beanie a bunch. I don't see any of these pork
He's
pie hats.
bald.
He's never worn a pork pie hat. in his
Listen,
life.
he did maybe once.
He was
in
in McGrowl.
in a dream.
Don't know.
That's it. That's our
There's,
Pennybags.
there's Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, that's not him.
There,
No.
hey, there's
Oh,
Wallace
there's
Shawn.
Wallace Shawn. He also would be good.
All right, so
Yeah.
that
All
is
right.
a-
Now mystery
I'm
solved.
gonna I'm walking off the show.
You
you're
probably
done.
should. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I needed to have that solved.
Well, I'm glad you got it solved before at least the show was over.
Would have been terrible to leave it on a cliffhanger.
Majestic.
We were close with the Christopher Guest.
We were.
I feel.
Moonrise Kingdom. Oh, he's just the narrator. Monument. Grand Budapest Hotel. That's where I've seen him in lately. It was going to be in the Isle of Dogs, which I'm looking forward to. That should be fun.
Do you
Still
think he's gonna play one of the dogs? Or do you think he'll play the Isle?
I think he'll play a dog with an American accent,
He'll
despite
wear
being
a
a dog in
hat.
Japan.
That island better have a pork pie hat.
It'll have
He
a
was in
hat.
Seinfeld.
Yeah, he was a recurring.
He was.
character.
That's
he
what-
was. He was. Yeah, he played the. What's his name? Warren Littlefield. Real life guy, Warren Littlefield.
Gotcha.
Russell Darian Little.
Yeah, that one.
All
I
right.
can't say that word.
Well, guys, do we want to get ready to wrap this up? We Disney, Fox. We probably not a good thing that it's gonna if it even happens. We don't think it's a good thing because it reduces competition, and Disney just doesn't have the bandwidth anymore.
Yeah, but I also want a vacation in one spot, so it'd be nice if all of my favorite things were there.
I'm pretty sure you could still cover Orlando.
She's not wrong.
Sure. But I still have to go to 2 parks.
Matt, if they want to follow you to Orlando like weirdos, where can they follow you
Oh,
on
just
Twitter?
here. Have my phone number. It's They can follow me at Have Issues.
And Keith, where are you?
I am at VA Pianist on on Twitter.
And I am at Sarah Janet Hill. You can follow the show at Pop Show on Twitter, and we are on Facebook, facebook.com/Pop Show. Hey, while you're there, leave us a review. We like seeing that you like us. We love to hear your thoughts and things that you're interested in. If you see an article, share it with us. We'll have a good time. Matt, you're hiding behind the thing. Leave us a review. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Stitcher, wherever you happen to find us.
iTunes, Google Play.
We would be very, Matt, we would be very, very grateful to you. And thank you for listening, as always. Nope. Okay, I'll keep going.
Sorry, we got distracted by the comments, as we typically do.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook. We publish pop culture news and things from our website and things that other people are saying all day, every day, 7 days a week, 365.
We do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so it's a good place to come to talk about things that you like.
Yeah, just hang out, have a good time every Tuesday night. What?
Do you think we're gonna get theme music?
What? Oh, is that what you were waiting on? Is that's what? Is it?
Yeah, that's. There we go.
Beginning the show. We'll be back next week.
I didn't want to interrupt her. She was on a roll.
8 p.m. You can play it under.
All right, 8 p.m. next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Later, guys.